All right, brothers and sisters, well, that's another fantastic evening of, okay, looks like we got one more call here. We'll go ahead and take this last call and we'll wrap it up for tonight.
I want to speak to the irritated Jenny. Hey, Billy, bring me my beer and hair. Jesus Christ, I think I tell that boy. This irritated Jenny. Oh, irritated. Man, I've been trying to get through you. Would you tell them small hats to turn off that heart machine? It's raining cats and dogs out here. I swear to God, if I catch one of them out here, I swear to God, it'll be the end of his days. Jenny, you do something about this, all right? All right, you do something about these hats before I got to get to them, all right? And you guys out there in Warren Horizon, listen, I ain't racist, you know. My mammy was black. And she was a good mammy. Oh, God, I miss her. I ain't racist, man. It's these Jews the problem with me, man, these small hats. So y'all go ahead and take care of it before I get out there. Hey, Bill, bring my shotgun. I'm sick of this hard stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, brothers and sisters, I didn't. Put me on guard. Brothers and sisters, thanks for listening to the show tonight. All right. Thanks for listening to the show. Hotel. I didn't know. Man, here we go again, man. Two gay dudes kissing on the bus. That's what I'm talking about. Why you gotta be, man, they trying to turn everybody gay. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Nah, brother, I really don't know what you're talking about.
I'm saying, you see the bus. You see how they got the two dudes kissing on the joint. It's like commercials. Everywhere you go, everything gay. Youngers walking around with these little, the baggy fit jeans and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Well, brother, do you have hate in your heart?
What?
Yeah, that's not the Christianly thing to do. We should love our neighbors.
Man, I ain't loving no gay neighbors, Joe. It ain't say you gotta love your gay neighbors. It don't say love your neighbors. It don't say. I ain't talking about neighbors. I'm talking about faggots. So you saying you love faggots?
What I'm saying is, love is the most powerful force in the universe, and Jesus came to show us how we should love our brothers.
Man, you sounding real gay right now, talking about loving some brothers. Hold on, Joe. Look, if you want to tell me something, just let me know. I might be preaching to the choir, man. I'm saying, the fact talking about loving, you know what, man? Forget this, man. I'm going to walk. Peace. Brothers and sisters, sometimes your arms is not long enough to box a spooky in the sky. Spend your time where it's most useful. This is the African Service Announcement. Warren Horizon. We'll see you on the battlefield. Warren Horizon. You gotta love it.
As long as Elijah Muhammad's teaching is strong among the people, the people are strong. If you remove that strong teaching from among our people, our poor, pitiful people go down to almost nothing, and they go back to wallowing in the filth of integration, struggling at the feet of the white man, begging the white man for freedom of integration. You tell them to stop calling the white man the devil. A whole generation has grown up that did not know that the white man was the devil. Another generation has gone to sleep that used to know that the white man was the devil. So the best way to teach is to teach by repetition until the student has learned the lesson. That's right. Our condition bears witness that we have not learned the lesson. That's right. We mean being behind bars, slings, on death row, that we have not learned the lesson. That's right. And our many other political prisoners and those who are on death row, it proves that we have not learned the lesson. Look at it for what it's worth. That's right. In Mecca, in Haram Sharif, the sacred precinct, inside of the eastern corner of the Kaaba, is a black stone called El Rukin, called El Hajar Al Aswad. The black stone, El Hajar Al Aswad, El Rukin. Pilgrims from all over the world go and kiss the black stone and say, Allahu Akbar. God is the greatest. But they can't get to it, the kiss that they point to it, and they make circumambulation around the Kaaba with their focus on the black stone. In inside of Mecca, 6 miles outside of Mecca, not allowed to be set up in or within the sacred precinct, is 3 white pillars, small, medium, and large, snow white. All of the pilgrims the night before make a journey to the valley of Muzdalifah and gather 49 stones. And the next day they stand before the white pillars and they all stone the white pillars from all over the world. They stone them and say, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. They throw with all of their might against the little devil, the medium-sized devil, and the big devil. Shaitan, little shaitan, medium shaitan, and shaitan kabir, or shaitan al-akbar. The white pillars are outside of Mecca, 6 miles. Can't go into Revelation 13, 18, and 19. Another Sunday for another time, the mark of the beast, and 666. And we got Brother Steve Coker with us tomorrow night.
My ancestors woke me up this morning. They said, son, you do know what time it is, don't you? I said, what time is that? They said it's wartime. So welcome to the war front, brothers and sisters. Oh, man, got a fantastic program for you tonight. Sorry that I have not been with you directly for the last couple of weeks, but guess what? Soon as I got back in from a little trip, a little ways across the way, first thing I hear from Brother DJ, he calling me up, blowing up the phone. I'm like, what does the brother want? I pick up the phone. He said, brother, I just need to let you know, Sister Lady Shabazz handled her business and held it down while you were gone. He said, go ahead and check the stats. I went to check the stats, and we got better listenership while I was gone for the last 2 weeks than it was since we've been here. Some of the best listenership that One Horizon has had, some of the best statistics over the 2 weeks that the Irritated Genie is gone. So what that lets me know, at first I was a little offended. I was like, hold up. Is it that my One Horizon brothers and sisters don't love the Genie? Then I thought about it. Nah, Genie, you talk too much anyway. I said, but I looked at it a different way. I said, you know what? What it means is that whether we hear or not, we've done enough work that our people know what's right. And it doesn't require any individual. The ideas are in the air and the spirit is in the air. And whether I'm here or not, the work's going to be done and people are going to be doing what they need to be doing. So brothers and sisters, I want to thank you for actually increasing listenership in our absence, supporting the station. Definitely want to tell you, go ahead and send out on your Facebooks now. This show is going to do it. It's going to be one of them shows, one of them programs. Send it out on your Facebook. We're going to be talking about asking the question tonight. Is Minister Farrakhan supporting homosexuality? Now, we already know the answer to the question. This is a rhetorical question because, we got some answers to that. But you want to tell everybody to tune into this one. This is not one that anybody wants to miss tonight. So, without any further ado, brothers and sisters, I want to make a few announcements, and we're going to get right into this. So tell everybody, we're going to be talking about Minister Farrakhan and this current, what I would have to classify as promotion of homosexuality. For those who don't know what we're talking about, you can go to the war room while we're doing the beginning of the program. Maybe you can get yourself up to speed, up to date of what we're talking about so we can have some real good dialogue on this. And we're going to play a few clips so you can hear it for yourself, and then we're going to really talk about this. But before we go any further, I want to announce this to people, brothers and sisters. You've been asking, when we going to do our trip to Africa? When we going to do our trip to Africa? When we going to Africa? Irritated Genie, you said we were going to Africa. February 2014, we are going to Africa, brothers and sisters. And we're not doing a trip. We love Ghana, beautiful country, beautiful Ethiopia, beautiful country. We're thinking about as well as a lot of countries on the African continent, over 50. But we decided after we just went to Africa, went to Uganda, and had one of the best, most richest experiences possible when we went to Uganda. We decided that's the place to go. We met some serious Pan-African brothers and sisters. And suffice it to say, brothers and sisters, that is the place to be. So Might even have some brothers and sisters that went with us on our trip to look at the place and see if it was worth us bringing a trip there. We wanted to really go to Africa. You know, when we take our brothers and sisters back to the continent, we wanted them to get a full experience. No, you're not going to get some of the same monuments and temples you would get if you go with Brother Kwesi and Sister Mary Rakwesi in July when they go on the Kimenu Know Thyself tour in terms of the pyramids and some of the real ancient artifact history, the greatness of Kemet. So it's a little bit of a different experience, but let me tell you what you do get. You get black people who are building their own economy, who are building their own country back from the scraps, who are resisting European imperialism, some of the richest history on the African continent in terms of this is actually the birthplace of where those dynasties that ended up in what we call Kemet today, where they started. So you definitely, brothers and sisters, you definitely want to come on this tour. And we're only going to have room for about 20 to 25 people. So right now, the tour is going to be about at least 12 days. We may do 14, may 12, because it takes a day to get there and a day to get back. So we're going to lose 2 days in transit. So we're looking at about $3,200, double occupancy. $4,200. If somebody decides they want their single room everywhere they go, that's going to be $4,200. But if you do double occupancy, women with women, of course, if it's a husband and wife, then of course a man and woman together. But double occupancy rooms will cost $3,200 a person. So that's something that we think will be very doable for a lot of our people. You're going to get at least 10 days on the ground, so that's at least a 12-day trip, between a 12 and a 14-day trip, going in the middle. We're looking right now at the middle of February 2014. So what we want people to do, you're going to have to put $300 up to hold for the trip. We haven't gotten all the itinerary and everything down, but some of y'all know us, and you already know when we do it, you want to get in there and do it first. So what I would ask you to do is go ahead and send an email. If you're interested in going on a trip, you want to know more about it, or if you want to just go ahead and put your $300 up so you make sure you get your slot, send it to liberation@waronthehorizon.com. That's liberation@waronthehorizon.com. And this is going to be a very, very nice trip. It's going to be a wonderful trip. If it's your first experience going back to the African continent, I'm going to promise you it's going to be quite an experience. No, you're not going to have all the accommodations that you get here in America. No, you're not necessarily going to stay in 4- and 5-star hotels. We're not going to do it that way. But the way we're going to do it is going to be very personable. You're going to meet brothers and sisters, real people. You're going to meet Pan-Africanists who have, radio stations and television stations. You're going to meet people who do lectures. You're going to meet real black people doing real black things. It's going to be a real warm experience. You're going to be able to go fishing and learn how to plant food. You're going to have a real, true African experience. That's the best way I can describe it. It's going to be the experience of a lifetime. In my estimation, I think it will be. I know I certainly had an experience of a lifetime going, and Irritated Jenny's been holding off for a minute because we got to make sure that whatever we say we're going to do with the people is going to be right. So I pretty much say if you trust the Irritated Genie and the work of War on the Horizon, I would suggest to you that you come on over. Go ahead, send your email, liberation@waronthehorizon.com, and say, hey, I'm interested. I want in. Tell us how many people you're going to have coming. It's going to be $3,200. That's the price that we have now. It won't go up too much or down too much. That includes your ticket and 2 meals a day while you're there and your transportation. So you'll have to pay for your entrance fees for any of the parks or museums or anything like that. You'll have to pay for your lunches, any clothes, artifacts you want, things of that nature. But your breakfast, your dinner, taken care of. The facilities that you'll be staying in, taken care of. Your transportation from place to place, taken care of. If you want to go somewhere on your own time, then you have to pay for that. But it's going to be an outstanding experience. February 2014. We want you to come on out and enjoy it. The War on the Horizon, Uganda trip, back to Africa trip. If you're interested in some business opportunities, you're going to talk to us as well because we're going to have some meetings for people who are interested in business and investment in the country. all kinds of different opportunities available in a very beautiful country. And we want to open those up to you in our One Horizon 2014 Uganda trip. So that's good news. People have been asking for it. Sister Lisa, I expect you to be sending the first email because Sister Lisa always getting them. Brother, when are you? Brother, when? You keep saying it, I'm going to stay on you. Well, you stayed on us now. We got the trip. We telling you when it is, where it's going to be. And we look forward to everyone coming through. And just so you know, there will not be anybody on the trip that either we don't know or somebody that we talk to on a radio station on a regular basis doesn't know. So if you're one of our radio listeners, then certainly you're familiar with our work and everything like that. That won't be a problem. Even if you're someone who listens and hasn't called a lot, you can tell us you listen, and we'll talk to you. Make sure you're somebody that knows the work, what we're about, what we believe in, because it's that kind of trip. It's not going to be a Negro trip. So if you got some Negro friends and you want to bring them, you can bring them, but we're going to hold you responsible for their Negro behavior. We're going to make sure it's a nationalist trip, an African, Pan-Africanist trip, a fun trip. We're going to have a good time. We're going to use the word cracker a lot. We also use Mzungu. Mzungu is a word for cracker over in Uganda. Somebody doesn't like the word Mzungu and cracker, they might not be the person you want to bring on there. It's not going to be looky-loo, smiley, gritty trip. It's going to be a War on the Horizon trip. It's going to be, pretty much we love black people. We love going back to the continent. We hate crackers. We hate Arabs. I mean, it's going to be War on the Horizon. I mean, it's not going to be friendship on the horizon or my first trip back to Africa on the horizon. It's going to be war on the horizon. Good old-fashioned black love, white hate, enjoyment of the motherland. You're going to get to see the mountains of the moon. You're going to get to see the animal parks with the animals out in their natural habitat. You're going to get to be on the Nile in the boat going over the Nile. So you're going to get to do a lot of things, and every single one of them we're doing, when we're singing songs, we're not going to be singing Pharaoh Let My People Go songs. We're going to be singing Stomp the Crack in the Ground songs and Freedom and Independence for African People songs. So it's going to be a really, really fun trip for African nationalists, Pan-Africanists. It's a no N-word trip, and everybody has to say the word crack at least 10 times a day. No, I'm just joking. But we're going to have a really, really fun time. So we look forward to everybody that's interested in coming. You're really, really going to enjoy it. And you can come for relaxation. You can come for history. You can come for the knowledge. You can come for your first trip back to Africa. You can come for spirituality. You can come, not none of that water sprinkling weirdo stuff, though. But you can definitely come for spirituality because there's a lot of spiritual things that you'll experience in Uganda. It really is a beautiful place. You can come for, if you've never been anywhere with all dark black people who are proud and productive, you can go there and for the first time in your life feel good about seeing black people running their own economy and running their own society and doing it peacefully and with love and doing it with competence. So just any number of reasons. And business. If you're coming for business, we'll have some business things set up for you. We need to talk to you, see what you're interested in. And while we're doing some other things with everybody, going to the market and stuff like that, we'll set up business opportunity meetings for investment with different individuals and entities while we're over there. So, let us know if business is what you're looking for when you're coming on the trip, and we'll make sure that your time is spent valuably while you're there. With that said, brothers and sisters, we're going to move past that. Want to say a special shout out to all of the DJs on One Horizon, but particularly special shout out for love for Sister Lady Shabazz, who held it down while we were gone. Got nothing but compliments about how great a job she did getting the new Sister Yaya with her new program on Sundays at 7 to 9 p.m., getting her started, getting the program going well. People have been ranting and raving about that. Like I said, Brother DJ beat me over the head and said, you make sure you tell everybody how great a job and let that sister know we said she's done a fantastic job. She held it down and actually increased the rating. So I don't know what to say, man. I just think sometimes y'all don't like the irritated Jenny. And I'm going to tell you why I think y'all don't like me. I get off the plane from Uganda, man. I'm beaming. The brothers was over there with us. We was over there doing our thing, representing the flag, the War on the Horizon flag, showing love, meeting revolutionaries that are struggling for freedom and independence, the black people fighting and warring for our survival, man. I get off the plane, man. I feel like a freedom fighter. Feel like we victorious. And I get back and first thing I got down Actually, it was more good news. I thought everything was just going to keep going well. Soon as I got down, 3:16 p.m. on January the 13th, 1/13/13, my little baby boy was born. Kihura Nkuba Bomani Kimathi. And my little son was born this past Sunday. Thank you, brothers and sisters. I know a lot of y'all are beaming right now because I have my beautiful little baby girl, and I'm glad I had her first because ain't nothing more precious to a black man than a baby girl, man. Let me tell you, I love my little Kania, and I'm the happiest and proudest father in the world, man. And every time I walk in the door, here she come running around the corner to see daddy. So I love that feeling. Then also, now I got the best of both worlds. Got a little daughter, and now I got my little homie in the house. That's somebody I can beat up on and punch around. I can't punch my daughter because I love her too much. It just wouldn't work, I can tickle her. But my son, I can punch him. I'm going to be punching him in the ribs and get him trained by Brother Bomani, since his name Bomani anyway. He'll be cracking heads, cracking the right kind of head, cracking cracker heads when he gets older. So 3:16, landed down. I said, man, things can't get no better than this. But then I started noticing I had a cough coming on, so I caught a little bug, and I said, uh-oh, what does that mean? And what that meant was, I don't think I can leave no more. Y'all got to be careful because I left, and right after I got that cough, I got in. The first thing I see is some Chicago preacher named Bishop Larry Trotter is taking a bubble bath with his little granddaughter. Now, she's 4 years old. And they both, I guess the granddaughter's naked in the tub, and he got on shorts, I guess. But they don't look like it. It look like they both naked in the tub. Now, I'm being 100% honest. The world's getting so gay that I looked at it, and it looked innocent to me, but I was like, I would never get naked in the tub with my daughter. I don't even change my daughter. I do it if I have to because her mother ain't around, but I don't want nobody else changing her but her mother or her or my wife, her mother, or myself. The only three people that's ever changed, and the only three people I intend to ever change, to be perfectly honest. I just ain't, I'm real funny about that. All this sexual abuse running around. You get, nervous people around your children. And, but I look at the tub, I wouldn't do it. But I'm like, man, is the world this freaky? The dude naked in the tub with his granddaughter, but he might just be giving her a bath. Maybe it ain't really freaky, but why is the picture out there? Okay, let's say it ain't freaky. I don't really think I want to see a man in the tub with his granddaughter, even if it ain't nothing freaky, but I'm starting to lose my burns. I'm like, is this real then? So I see that, and I really, I haven't been able to reconcile in my mind how right or wrong it is because things going so far. So then I see this dude, Bishop Wayne T. Jackson. He's you can see it on YouTube. Not that you want to. You really don't want to see this. But this Negro is a Christian Negro preacher, bishop. And man, I know y'all think I'm lying, but I ain't never seen nothing like it. It is the most creepiest. This guy actually dry humping these dudes in the church, man. I guess they going to get saved, and there's a rack of dudes in the church, and there's a lot of women in there too, but there's a rack of dudes. And they all sitting in the congregation, and these two Bammers, I'm calling them Bammers because I can't call them brothers because these Bammers is getting dry humped by a preacher, Joe. So I'm trying to not be in my feelings about some dudes getting dry humped, but if a dude's dry humping you, you can't help it. That's different. You know what I'm saying? Like if you locked up, your hands are tied or something, but if you let a dude dry hump you, you ain't even scared. You just surrendering yourself to be dry humped by a dude. I just don't feel right. So I'm going to just call them Bammers. In D.C., a Bammer could be a friend, an enemy. It's just a word for anything. But this is like the negative Bammer. These are some Bammers. These are some very negative dudes. They standing up first, then he say lay down. So they prostrate. They put their hands out flat. Their face is flat on the ground. Their legs are straight out. So imagine somebody just laying straight out on the ground with their arms extended and legs extended, right? Then the preacher puts a sheet over both of the dudes. Then he put another sheet, put two sheets over these Bammers. Then he leaned back, and while the church is singing, hold on, let me play this song, because I forget the song they singing. Wait a minute, why he? I give myself away. Now the congregation sing the song called "I Give Myself Away," These two Bamers is laying down with sheets over top of them with their butt up in the air. Not really up in the air, but like they laying flat down, but their butt is facing the air. And they got two sheets over them. And then this Bama got this funny looking like King James suit on. And then this is a Christian preacher. This ain't like no far off funny kind of thing. This is a Christian preacher in the church. The Bama go down on the first dude and start grabbing him, like he lay on top of his butt and start hugging him. So he started hugging the Bama and they singing, I give myself away. They singing, I give myself away, right? And he laying on top of the Bama, guy like hugging him, right? Laying on top of him. So I was like, hold up, Joker, this is, what kind of gay, sadomasochist, fag fest other man? What happened when I be leaving, man? Bama's taking their granddaughters and baths and taking pictures. Like, they remind me of the dude that used to run around Martin Luther King. What's the dude? The dude that was having sex with his children and making the wife have sex with her son. What's that old faggy preacher dude? Y'all know what I'm talking about. James Bevel. Oh, sick James Bevel type man. But now it's another level. James Bevel was doing it behind closed doors, telling his wife to have sex with the children and her son and all that stuff. This Bama's in front of a congregation. They singing Give Myself Away. These Bama's laying on the ground while the preacher is dive on top of the brother buttocks. So then he gets off of one dude's buttocks, and then he gets up and he goes and slides up on the other dude. Then he starts grinding the dude while he's on the ground. Man, look, I'm not lying. While they singing I Give Myself Away, the preacher just started grinding on top of the dude. I'm like, hold up, man. I was like, why would they put this on? I'm like, the world is so gay now. The black community is so fag that anything goes now. Everybody's just gay. So nobody say nothing because everybody's just gay now. It's like Warren Horizon is the last of the heterosexual vanguard of the black race. The rest of these bammers is some fags. I'm not messing with no Christians, man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to call Brother Ajabu and ask him, I'm gonna have to talk to him because I know he got his program on the station, but he a Christian, I'm getting nervous. Any Christians, I don't want no Christians around me, man. This man was talking about they singing songs, I'm giving myself away while the preacher dry humping the dudes on the ground, and I'm just really freaking out, man. I mean, like, okay, it was so bad that I had to call people and be like, look, man, I want y'all to, I sent the email out. I wasn't even being funny. I was like, look, is it me or is he dry humping these dudes? Because I don't have no other way to process this information. I think the fags are getting in front of me. Like, before I knew that the fags were coming. Now the fags are so far ahead, like, the stuff that's happening is so gay, like, I'm almost asking myself, is it gay or is something wrong with me? Because everything is gay now. So I'm sitting here looking at those two things, and I'm like, you know what? All right, stuff happens, and I'm just trying to ignore everything. And then I get the big one. I mean, the big one. Remember Fred Sanford? Not that I'm should be quoting Fred Sanford, but you remember you say this is the big one? I think I'm coming to you. I'm sitting down with Brother Body Shots. We kicking it, talking about, kicking the ballistics, Body Shots. Always got the information. Sometimes I don't even be wanting to talk to him because I know when he give you some information, you want to question him because it be so futuristic, the information he giving you, but at the same time, once Body Shot says it, it's pretty much law because don't nobody bring the ballistics like Brother Body Shot. So he tell me that Minister Farrakhan is giving props to Tyler Perry. So I was like, hold up, nah, bro. Nah, I don't believe that. It's no way in the world that Farrakhan is telling people that Tyler Perry, he said, man, he's encouraging people to have respect for Tyler Perry. I was like, nah, bro, Body Shots, now you exaggerate. Now, in the back of my mind, I know Body Shots don't never exaggerate. He under gives the story, but I'm telling myself, nah, he exaggerating because I don't want to believe that Farrakhan would stoop that low. I mean, you can't make a mistake to do something. Well, you can make a mistake to say something offhanded like, I really have a lot of respect or appreciation for Tyler Perry. It's a bad decision, but you can make that mistake. But it was much worse than I thought because I'm looking at Body Shots and said, nah, I don't believe that. I said, well, if he said that, it should be on YouTube. So I went to YouTube, and I'm going to play just a little bit of this so you can hear it for yourself, brothers and sisters. And then we're going to have some real, real serious dialogue about this.
And culture and movies and music has a great place. But the revolution of our thinking must be reflected in our art and our culture, and the talent of our young people must always be used to lift the minds of those who are touched by our music, our song, our dance, our plays, our movies. And while I'm on that question, I want to say how grateful I am to Tyler Perry. He is probably one of the most brilliant young entrepreneurs that we have. Why do I admire him? I have never seen his portrayal of Medea as a man cross-dressing. I saw his wonderful portrayal of Medea as bringing to the forefront the strongest person in the history of our sojourn in America, and that is Medea. That strong black woman who was the cornerstone of her family. She always was that figure that gave guidance, correction, reprimand, discipline. And Tyler Perry brought her to the screen in funny ways. But what I was seeing was the greatness of the strong black woman who saw us through from yesterday to today. Again, you know, there are many sick people in America who have had very bad life experiences. And we don't have the blessing of being able to go to a psychologist or psychiatrist to help us handle our problems. But one of the great things that I saw with Imam W.D. Muhammad when he became leader of the then Nation of Islam, he brought to Chicago black psychologists, Naim Akbar and others, and he wanted to use psychology and art to heal. It didn't come out probably as he would have liked. But when you look at Tyler Perry's movies, you see the brilliance of T.D. Jakes, a spiritual giant. You see the majesty of human problems acted out. So you could sit in the theater and see yourself in your madness, in your gladness, in your goodness, in your evil, and then come out of that experience for a $15 ticket and some popcorn and say, wow, I feel better. So this New Year's a shout out to the giant called Tyler Perry, a spiritual giant, a magnificent human being. And I pray that this year his art, his greatness will shine even more in healing our people through mass projection of drama through film and plays.
Minister Farrakhan has openly endorsed transvestite faggot named Tyler Perry. and classified his transvestitism as brilliance. And I want you to hear what makes it so, and this is what makes it really so insidious. As ridiculous as it is on the surface, I mean, there's no way to look at this thing anything other than it is. It's just complete betrayal to the interests of African people. You have to really, really, really be a sick person to try to make this make sense. Okay, so I'm not even going to really debate that. I don't think anybody's that far gone. But what really makes this so insidious, he didn't say that Tyler Perry was just a smart person or a very talented. He said a spiritual giant. Let's be real basic with this. When you say spiritual, you're talking about God or the creator or religion or something. Ultimately, God. So you're equating a faggot who cross-dresses with having some spiritual significance. Then that means a hell of a lot coming from a preacher. If it was coming from some Negro on the street, I'd just say he's an ignorant Negro that don't know what the hell he's talking about. But now, this is coming from a preacher. If you say the word spiritual giant and you're a Pan-Africanist, then we're thinking that you're going to talk about Boukman Duddy, Harriet Tubman, Nat Turner, Elijah Muhammad. I mean, that works. If you say Elijah Muhammad was a spiritual giant, you would be hard-pressed. You have to be a real Elijah Muhammad hater to argue that. I mean, he's a man that started his own theology. He might have called it Islam. Ain't nothing Islam about it. Ain't no Muslims around the rest of the world saying the black man is God and the black woman is the goddess. It could take black people from being pimps and whores off the street and turn them into husbands and wives and decent, productive people. So you can call him a spiritual giant. Nobody's going to argue with you about that. They're not going to argue with you about on Harriet Tubman, who had epilepsy and would just have seizures, but still she was running around into the South with a bounty on her head for her life, taking our people and running them into freedom. So, we're talking about, we got Nat Turner, man. He got, I don't need to explain. Boukman Duddy, the Haitian Revolution, the Voodoo priest. These are spiritual giants. How do you take a faggot that makes a living disrespecting black women by cross-dressing and call them spiritual unless you have an agenda? There's some kind of agenda that's associated with this. It ain't no kind of possibility of a mistake with this. This is insidious. This is intentionally going out of your way for whatever the price is or the reward to tell black people something that you know will not benefit them. There's no way to telling black people that you want to see a faggot who makes films as a cross-dresser, his films to prosper. There's no way you can say you're helping the black race and say you want to see Tyler Perry's faggot behind out there doing faggot films and you want them to prosper. How do you call T.D. Jakes another faggot? How do you call that faggot a spiritual giant? He's a snake. He's a freak. Well, hell, you might as well call Eddie Long a damn spiritual giant. This guy is so far gone, and this is why we're doing it. We normally don't call, and we normally don't have conversations like this. The reason we're doing this is because Minister Farrakhan has stepped out of the boundaries of destroying the Nation of Islam. Fine. As much as we love and honor the great work of the Nation of Islam, that really, honestly, let's be honest, all my Pan-Africanists, African nationalists, Haitianists, brothers and sisters, that's not our we ain't in that institution. As much as we like to see them strong because they set a great standard for us to live up to, and man, ain't nothing like having a great fighter next to you. You got Mike Tyson next to you and you want to come up, then you know what the standard is. You want a big, great fighter like that next to you, so you know what you're trying to reach and what you're trying to use as the measuring stick. But at the end of the day, that's their institution. They can do whatever they want with it. So if they don't hold the message of Elijah Muhammad near and dear to them, and if somebody takes it off path, that really ain't our business. As much as it does concern us, it ain't our business. We don't have a right to go in there and tell them what to do. It's their institution, not ours. But now, when you go on the boundaries of what is the major assault on African people worldwide right now, the major assault, I just came from Uganda. The people are infuriated behind the abomination push to try to turn them into homosexuals and pedophiles. They're sick of freaks, and they're on the verge of going out and burning these fags. The people are intensely enraged with these faggots and these crackers coming over to their country pushing this fag stuff. On the ground, when you start talking to people, they ready to pop, man. It's like, whoa, they like we used to be in the 80s, but they a little more violent because they don't have no desire and no tolerance for nobody molesting their children and bringing that homo stuff to their country. They right on the verge of popping. And you mean to tell me that Farrakhan is willing to take the main issue that confronts African people today, the main issue that black people get serious about and have some feeling about, and he's going to take that issue and he's going to actually go out there and promote homosexuality and a faggot. It's even worse than making a statement about homosexuality. He's taking a primary individual who kills the maleness and the manhood of black men and black manhood, and putting that individual out in front of our people, and he's saying he has great admiration for him, and basically he's saying people should support him. I hope that Tyler Perry, you heard what he said, I don't need to repeat it. He's essentially saying, okay, Warner Horizon and other brothers and sisters are fighting to maintain the black manhood of the race and the sexual sanity. I'm going to take the other side and fight and promote homosexuality. And like he does say, he didn't do it directly because he would take too much of a hit, but he will. It's coming. I'm telling you right now. There's no way he can say that. And first of all, he's already done it. But anytime you do that, but now I'm going to show you, I'm going to play another clip because it's more insidious than that. Not only is he doing that, so here it is. The way he classifies Tyler Perry is a spiritual giant. All right? T.D. Jakes is a spiritual giant. Let's see how he classifies real spiritual giants and real race men. Take a listen to this.
Look, I was talking with a sister one day, and she mentioned one of my ministers. And she said, you know, he was abused when he was young. I didn't say a word. But when she said that, I brought him up in my mind and I looked at him. Some of us are very authoritative because we're trying to be men because somebody did something to us. And in order to be men, when you're in a position of authority, you use it in a negative way to beat people down rather than help people up. You know people like that in the church. You raise them up and give them authority, and the next thing you know, they're hurting and harming people because they don't know how to serve. Their egos are so destroyed by the things that have happened to them in their lives. Even though they preach the word, they're sick inside. And they need a healing. So when she said that, I looked at my brother, and I hope that I'm not being out of place when I say this. I had a wonderful helper in Brother Khalid Muhammad. Yes, sir. I met him as a student at Dillard University in Louisiana. He had a big medallion of Brother Malcolm on his chest. Oh, God. And he came to the nation. Such a beautiful person inside. When he saw his brother in a bad shape, Khalid would go and sit down on the curb with him and talk to him and pick him up and bring him to the mosque and put him in the shower and get some clothes and put it on him. That's the kind of heart he had. But something was disturbing him. He didn't have the best relationship with his mother. He was in foster homes, and only God knows what happens to our children when they're in these places. And so he always felt that he had to be more macho than anybody else. And I tried to civilize him and tell him how you can be a statesman, but you want to fight all the time. And show off this kind of power. And I didn't realize that my brother was affected by some abuse. I grew up under Brother Malcolm. He was my mentor. I'm here because of him. He died that I might live. He was the first man, real man in my life. He had a problem with women. I never hit my wife until I became a Muslim. Because under Brother Malcolm, he wanted me to be a man, and to be a man meaning you had to take charge of your house. And so I was trying to take charge and treat my wife like a soldier. And she was pregnant with my daughter, Maria. And, gave me a little back talk. And I hit her. And she hit me back. And I ain't never raised my hand again. Wait a minute now, I'm about to say something. Malcolm had a problem with women. And if you read his autobiography and you read the latest book by Manning Marable, he never had a good relationship with his own mother. How many of us in places of authority don't know how to love because we didn't have a good relationship with our mother? I'm talking to you. See, if you don't have a good relationship with your mother, you don't know how to love. Because nurturing is what a mother does, and she does it out of love. And when you don't have that kind of relationship, you grow up not knowing how to love. Listen to me good now. Because if you're going to be a true Christian, the love of God has to be at the root of your words, the root of your actions. But when you don't know your mother and don't love your mother, you can't love nobody else. So nature makes you want a woman, but without love, you don't know what to do with a woman after you get her. Look, we're sick people now. I'm talking about healing. I'm not talking about preaching. I'm talking about healing.
So now, Tyler Perry is a spiritual giant. But Dr. Khaled is sick because he hates white supremacy. Peace be upon him. And as much as, we have some criticism of Brother Malcolm coming back from Mecca, somebody ate on some plates, some good peckerwoods, there's nothing in the history of our brother, Omar Wali, 0% that classifies him as no fag. And, that's what Manning Marable's book said, that Malcolm was a homo, which is a complete lie. And we don't even know if Manning Marable wrote that because right before the book came out, he passed. So we don't know if he put that in the book or not because it's just thrown right there in the middle of it. He probably didn't even put it in there. Because in the interviews I saw with him talking about Brother Malcolm, all he had was positive stuff to say. Then all of a sudden when the book comes out, it's all real negative. So I don't know what them hats did with that book. But suffice it to say, that's some serious stuff Mr. Farrakhan just pulled. Dr. Khaled, essentially, if you listen real carefully, you get a woman and don't know what to do with her. He's saying some real skeevy, underhanded kind of, you have to wonder, is he calling them fags? Because he says, if you don't know what to do with a woman, and then all of a sudden he bounces right into Manning Marable's book, Malcolm ain't know. What are you trying to say about Brother Malcolm? First of all, Brother Malcolm is gone. He did his work. Why are you talking about Brother Malcolm and his relationship with his mother? What that got to do with it? And how is it that Dr. Khaled, you trying to justify why he was upset? With those of us who love freedom fighters, we upset too. We love Dr. Khaled. We don't need your explanation for why you don't want to fight white supremacy no more. That's a real clever thing to do. You don't want to fight no more. You don't want to fight white supremacy. So now you're giving an explanation to us about why you're not the same kind of man that Dr. Khaled was, why you're not as fiery, why you're not as strong, why you're not the kind of warrior he is, because he wasn't really a real man. He was suffering from some pain from his childhood. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. All of us are suffering from pain from our childhood. It's called racism. I mean, you know, I've never been sexually abused, but I hate crackers. I hate crackers because they're hateable. I mean, it ain't no real fancy, real difficult design. I mean, you hate crackers because they is crackers. They faggots and pedophiles and rapists and murderers and enslavers. I mean, what kind of crackhead dialogue is this? Where if you a faggot, you a spiritual giant. So Tyler Perry is a spiritual giant now, not a real talented faggot artist, but a spiritual giant. But Dr. Khaled's not a spiritual giant. He's sick. Now, ask yourself this. Who would you give your son as an example? The sick man, according to Farrakhan, Dr. Khaled, or the faggot, the spiritual giant, Tyler Perry? What kind of, see, he's crossing the line now, because he's now, with his exposure to the masses of our people, he's telling our people that Brother Malcolm and Dr. Khaled are not examples of true, strong black manhood. They sick. But then the sick faggot, Tyler Perry, is a spiritual giant. That's crossing the line, because that no longer is destroying the nation of Islam. Now you're destroying the minds of African people. Now you telling that man that I'm telling him, if you take your son or your little brothers or your males in your family to see Tyler Perry, I'm telling them you half of a fag yourself. Because if you're going to take somebody to see a cross-dresser, something wrong with you. And you're going to take that on impressionable minds, I'm telling them you half a fag. But you telling them, nah, don't listen to what Irritated Jenny says. He don't know what he's talking about. That's a spiritual giant. He's God's man. Go take your child there to see it. I hope more of y'all take your children there to see it. This ain't no mistake. I can't say what the incentive is, but you can't make a mistake like that. I don't know what's driving Minister Farrakhan. I can't pretend to be no crystal ball person. What I can say is this is absolutely unacceptable. We cannot be telling our people that homosexuality and homosexuals like Tyler Perry that are promoting gay, cross-dressing, transvestite messages to our people are spiritual and that God loves what they're doing and that they're helping our people heal. They're making our people sick. And if you're inspiring them, our people to go support them and supporting them, you sick too. You just as sick as him. To support an individual like Tyler Perry and to be a man, you just as sick as he is. Because ain't no man in his right mind can stand there and say he's responsible to his race and that he can say in front of his sons and his race that it's acceptable to dress like a woman. And to say not just acceptable, a spiritual giant, to classify him as being spiritual, that's an evil thing to do to our people, man. I'm disgusted with Minister Farrakhan. I'm so disgusted with him I can't hold my tongue anymore. Y'all know I don't get out there talking about he was destroying his own institution. Fine. I love them brothers and sisters, them strong ones of the past from the Nation of Islam. I love them. But if they want to go to hell in a handbasket with their leader, they gotta travel their own road. I can't tell them what to do. They have the right to do it, and I kind of respect it. They're going to go down with their man, and I respect that. But I can't sit here and let him give a message to the race that will be, I mean, if our people actually believe that foolishness that he's talking about, where would it leave us? If the conscious people, and I include those brothers and sisters in the nation that still have that strength and that consciousness, when I include them when I say the conscious African people, the ones that are awake and know that racism exists, if they actually convert and accept and change their mind and decide Tyler Perry is a spiritual giant, if they accept that, what do we have left as a race of people? I'm saying, we accept that, we might as well quit. We're all a bunch of fags. Everything's gay now. And Mr. Farrakhan's helping everything get gay. So I pretty much, I said what I have to say. I'm not going to say nothing else. I'm going to let people speak. I'm sure there's some people that's upset about that. They're like, brother, I was with you till you start talking about Farrakhan. Now, not with you, Irritated Jenny, no more. I respect that, but I really don't give two pieces of a damn. My job is to save my race, not to be your friend. So if I offended you, then I meant to offend you. That's my job. I'm here to offend anybody that's supporting a transvestite like Tyler Perry and anybody that's supporting him. So I love you. But we got to fight on this one. We just have to fight on this one because it's completely irresponsible. And I'm going to leave it at that, brothers and sisters. So call up, give your peace of mind, whatever you got to say, give your perspective. You 100%. If I'm off base, you believe that, say what you got to say. These are your airwaves just like they are airwaves. Say whatever you want to say as strongly as you want to say it. Just don't use the N-word. And let's have this dialogue. And let's answer the question. Is Minister Farrakhan promoting homosexuality? You heard it for yourself. Let's go to our phone lines. First call from Anonymous. You live on One Horizon. Anonymous, going once, going twice. All right, all right. Detroit.
Peace, how you doing?
Hey, it's just good to be back in the house.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. You said it all. I really don't have that much to say today. I would, of course, yes, he is promoting homosexuality. He's been weakening the Nation of Islam for a long time. Basically, he has it to where it's a church. The people who attend the mosque regularly have become nothing more than Christians, really, just with a different image of Jesus. And because he is so soft and has been for a long time, he's been softening the FOI. We talked about that on the Scientology program. And homosexuality is rampant in the Nation of Islam.
Homosexuality rampant in the Nation of Islam?
In some cities. My husband, in a city he was at, there was a lesbian chick turning all kinds of people out. And this was years ago. Getting with brothers' wives and all kinds of stuff. Brother come home, find his wife in a bed with another woman. I mean, it happens. Well, I'm not going to say rampant because I'm not in there anymore. I can't say that because I'm not there to experience it, but I know that it's there. I know the lesbianism is there. I know in the past the homosexuality has been there. And, of course, people in the Nation of Islam don't necessarily support that. A lot of them are still disgusted by that. But when you have a leader that's that soft, sooner or later you're going to fall in the line. Either you're going to fall in the line or you're going to leave. I chose to leave.
Wow. That's the first I ever heard about that. But, all right, well, I guess that's one vote. We kind of knew where your vote was going to come in at. But anything you want to say? First, we'd like to thank you for holding it down. You've been getting nothing but rave reviews for holding it down while we were gone. So, Brother DJ made sure. I mean, he called me and said, you make sure you jacked me up on the phone. Made sure I said I was going to say so. I said, let me go ahead and say it publicly so that the brother don't come jack me. So, know that you did a great job. So we really appreciate that.
Thank you. I didn't even know that. I don't know how to check the ratings, so you have to show me how to do that so I can see how I'm doing one day. But no problem. It was my pleasure.
All right. We thank you. We love you. We see you on the battlefield.
Yes, sir.
Are you and your husband coming to us when we go to Uganda?
I'm not sure.
Fine.
Actually, I don't like getting on planes. If I go over there, I want it to be like for good because I don't want to have to do it more than once.
All right. Well, I'm gonna talk to Brother David, see what we can work it out, man. Because we'd love to have y'all with us, but we appreciate you, sis. Are you on tomorrow? Or are you on the Tuesday after that?
The Tuesday after that.
Okay. All right. Well, we look forward to your program.
All right. Peace.
Peace. Brother Bo, look how they got.
BB for Hodier, brother.
BB for Hodier, grab heaters with no delay. How you feeling, soldier?
I'm good, brother. First, let me congratulate you on the birthday of your young prince. I'm going to call him Baby Bo. Congratulations to you and the queen on that.
I wonder why.
Well, let me first say that Minister Farrakhan is indeed endorsing homosexuality. And also, I just want to say that just pay respects to the Honorable Dr. Khalid. That disrespect that Mr. Farrakhan showed to him, and as well as Brother Omar Wali, is definitely an act of treason in my eyes. And Farrakhan, at least as long as I've been alive, has been considered by some, if not most, of Africans in America as the leader of Africans in America. And anyone who still considers him a leader should now maybe think twice about that. He should be removed from that position because of his endorsement of Tyler Perry, calling him a spiritual giant or whatever, has totally showed that he is not qualified to hold that position anymore, especially with the way things are going in our neighborhoods nowadays in regards to homosexuality, cross-dressing, and all types of perverted acts that's been influenced by European culture on us. Farrakhan he's in no shape or form qualified to hold that position of leadership anymore, and he's definitely supporting homosexuality by endorsing that faggot Tyler Perry.
Now, and I know you won't have the answer to this no more than the rest of us, but do you have any ideas what would motivate him to attack Dr. Khaled and Malcolm in that way, and then to endorse this fag Tyler Perry?
All I can say is that I think mentally he's not all there. I don't know what has happened to the brother over the years, if this is something that he's deliberately doing or if he's just really out of his mind. I mean, the brother's endorsing L. Ron Hubbard and Scientology now. Like, he's totally off base in these days and times. I don't know if the old age, he's senile or something getting to him, but I have no idea why he would disrespect the legacy and memory of the great Dr. Khaled and Malcolm X. But like I said, in my eyes, it's an act of treason, brother. You know, to disrespect Dr. Khaled, I mean, if somebody disrespect Khaled in my presence, it may almost be a fight. Seriously.
And I ain't gonna lie, I feel the same way. I feel like Brother Khaled is turning in his grave because he spent a large portion of his life dedicated to defending the honor and the legacy and the direction that Minister Farrakhan is going. And for Minister Farrakhan to show such bitter jealousy, hatred, and envy of him, to defile him in a way that no person that loves Khaled is going to listen to that and take anything from it but that this is bitter hatred and jealousy. Because if anything you're going to say, the last thing in the world you can do is say that Khaled is effeminate. And essentially that's what you're saying, that Khaled is he's really have a soft side. Nobody cares about no damn soft side of no Dr. Khaled. That ain't who we love. So his tender, soft, ain't no goddamn tender and soft, and nobody cares about all that gay stuff, man. Dr. Khaled was a warrior, and that's why we love him. We don't care about how tender and soft he was. You're tender and soft. You be tender and soft. Nobody. So it's like he's making a ridiculous attempt to destroy the manhood of Dr. Khaled, which is undestroyable. Dr. Khaled was the primary man during his time. And the only reason a lot of people had such great reverence for Minister Farrakhan because Khaled told them to. And it's like, well, Khaled is this strong, and he's saying that Farrakhan is the man. Well, hell, Farrakhan must be the Superman.
But this is the thing. I can almost understand why he would try to tarnish the legacy and memory of Malcolm X, because he's done it numerous times, speaking out against him, and but in regards to Khaled, like, you know, Malcolm represented black manhood in his days and times, and for us today, he still represents black manhood. But for my generation, Dr. Khaled is that shining example of black manhood and that example to follow as being a black man in America. And for him to disrespect and even try to effeminize the brother in any way, like I said, is an act of treason. And we may have to look at him. Maybe I hate to throw this word out there. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, nothing like that, man. But it's ages amongst us, man. Anybody that's going to attack black manhood like that in these days and times, man, you working for somebody, man. You working for the other side, man.
And man, I hate to say this too. I've never said this, but I believe he's working for somebody, man. It doesn't make any sense. There's no reason to try to attack the manhood of Dr. Khaled unless the only person I can see that is a small hat. I can see the small hat saying, look, we're trying to turn black people into a bunch of fags. We need somebody to do it, somebody who can have an ear to the people. They're not going to listen to Jesse and the rest of these fags. We need somebody who really represents black manhood. Let's see if you'll do it. And he said, well, I'll do it, but what's the price? And they tell him what the price is. And he said, well, this is how you do it. Attack the image of the strong men that's out there. And the strong men, like you said, will be Malcolm, who represents black manhood. Take that image of him with that AK-47 and turn that into some fag stuff. And then Dr. Khaled is the guy that they're going for now, and that's the one that destroy those images of those people, to kill them. And he says, okay, you know, he tell them what the price of it is, and then he take, if it's money or whatever, that That's the only thing I can see. If it's not that, I can't understand why you would do it. I don't understand it. I think it's some kind of incentive, man. If he's not working for the other side, and I can't say that because I can't prove it, but I understand what you're saying, but I ain't going to let you step out there on your own with that. I'm going to jump out there and say I feel the same way because it doesn't make any sense any other way.
Either the man is an agent or he's senile, man. I really can't call it. And I mean, to disrespect college, somebody hate. Go ahead, brother.
Let me be honest, man. Senile don't work because if you senile, that means you're forgetting stuff. How can you forget that men are men and then start turning them into women? That's an act of aggression. You're not forgetting how good they were. You're changing the context of who they are. So that ain't nothing that you're forgetting. Exactly.
I mean, well, like I said, what he's doing is an act of treason. I mean, he got to have his post, you know, on the movement. He got to understand that one of the main issues that hardcore nationalists is speaking out against is homosexuality, and one of the faces of this, you know, disgusting homosexual movement that's being pushed on us. One of the faces of it is Tyler Perry. So, like, I know he knows this, and he's deliberately going against what real nationalists are speaking out against. And again, man, that's an act of treason, brother. That's the only way I can see it.
All right, bro. Well, we appreciate it. We appreciate that strong sense. And I got to ask you, man, you gonna make that trip when we go back in 2014?
Come on, brother. You already know. I'm there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. United Front General Garvey the Black. Right?
No doubt.
All right.
Big 40.
Yeah. That good brother there. You calling from an anonymous line. You live on Warner Horizon. Anonymous line. You going once, going twice. All right. Brothers and sisters, let me give you the number, 760-569-7676. That's 760-569-7676. Participation code 948-656-pound. That's 948-656-pound. Call in and give your input, and don't be afraid to disagree. If we off base, let us know. 3425, you live on Warner Horizon.
That you're all minds and that you're right and that you're, you know, about this family. It just seemed like for so long you were about hanging out. You were about the club. You never really felt like you were all minds because you were all over the place. You know, so it's hard to just move from something stable. Mom?
Go ahead. 5469, you live on One Horizon. 5469. Going once? Going twice? All right, no sale. My brother from another mother, how you doing, warrior?
What's going on, bro? Welcome back.
And appreciate it. Good to be back, man.
Sister Lady Shabazz, she did a great job while you was gone, bro.
Appreciate that.
Brother, I don't know what to say. I'm just I'm deeply hurt. I was just telling my wife I'm deeply hurt because this man is greatly responsible for me coming into my knowledge of being a strong black man, you know, some influence about, you know, with me becoming a Muslim, but even more than that, just being a strong black man. And like the last brother said, he has been drifting off of late, and I really can't attribute it to old age because I listen to him. If you can give a 2-hour speech with no notes, the old age hasn't kicked in there. I'm just lost for words, brother. Now I'm really hurt, you know, by this because for someone who has contributed, you know, so much and been so strong, and to see them just going the opposite way and don't have any rhyme or reason why they're doing it, you know. I mean, either Tyler Perry is good for us or he isn't. No one's going to convince me. Someone who teaching us to cross-dress and just, you know, be a homosexual, that's not even up for conversation. And I don't know what to say, bro. I'm really hurt.
Yes, sir. And let me ask you this, man, because you made a good point, man. Even I have to say, Minister Farrakhan had some major influence on my development into manhood. Damn, man, I'm gonna ask a real hard question. It's a hard question. I've been knowing it for years and thinking it for years, but I've never said it because it just wasn't time. But I guess it's time now. I've actually looked in the history of our people and looked at all the traitors. And this is my perspective. I'm just asking you your opinion, and you may not agree with this, or you may not even have an answer for it. But I'm gonna just keep it real. I measure treason like this. There are different types of traitors. The basic traitor is just some black person who works in the interest of white folks. That's one form of treason where they just go out there, Clarence Thomas, they do whatever the white folks want to do against the black race to the benefit of the whites. Then there's another type of race traitor. They're not a traitor because they just do stuff for whites. They're a traitor because on one time they're on your side. They're actually working for you and helping you as a black person and black people. Then they turn against you. So their treason is not in just that they're working for the whites, but that at some point in time they will actually go in the right direction. And then when they turn against you, they take a substantial amount of people that are fighting for the benefit of black people, and those people go with them, so now they fighting against black people. So they help you, but then they turn and hurt you. To me, if I had to say which one of them is a more severe traitor, and again, this is totally subjective, but to me, the Toussaint Louverture, who fights against slavery, but then turns around and keeps black people enslaved, is a worse traitor because they take the freedom fighters and hold them hostage from fighting the freedom struggle and leave nobody to fight the freedom struggle. Those individuals hurt me worse because they know what they're doing, because they've been out there fighting. So they're not doing it by accident. They making the, Clarence Thomas is just a Negro that decided he's going to work for the crackers from the beginning and just, he's a nothing. He doesn't deserve to exist. But I don't even understand what kind of a Negro or traitor you are to see the devil destroying your race, to be working on behalf of fighting the devil, be doing a good job, and then turn a corner and decide you're going to work with the devil. I don't understand this inside of a person to be able to do something like that. And in my honest estimation, I think that in my lifetime, the worst and most severe turn against the race that I've seen anybody doing, where at one point they're working for the race and then another point they're working against the race, the most severe turn I've ever seen, which would, in my estimation, be some of the worst treason I've ever seen against our people, is with Minister Farrakhan. Who he was in 1988 and who he is now. I've never seen anything this dichotomous from one individual. Is that reasonable, or you wouldn't see it that way?
If he keeps going in this direction, and I think the key, what you just said in your summation, is the influence. His influence goes beyond religion. Matter of fact, he probably has, more supporters outside of Islam than he does. And most of the time, matter of fact, you look and see when he's speaking, if he's not at a Nation of Islam mosque, which is mostly their bases in Chicago, he's in a church. He's not in other mosques, or as they say, masjids. He's not speaking there. So he's reaching, masses of black people. So that's the key, like you said, is not only his followers, but the people who are, got one foot on a banana peel and another on a pack of ice, as far as when it comes to consciousness. He has them too. And for some of them to just start waking up, and for him to take this, what it looks like a 360 turn, where is that going to take us? And from what I can see, a lot of his followers, they think he's above criticism. Like, you would be hard-pressed to get any of them to challenge him on this or anything else. So how many people are he taking down? So you mean to tell me all them strong brothers with bow ties who goes out there? I've been out in the community with them just this past summer, going into the hood and going, so are they going to start backing down? Are they going to say, brother, not pull up your pants, just keep them down? If someone wants you behind, it's okay, because the minister said it's okay. So that's the real dangerous thing. It isn't just his people. I mean, how many people has he touched and shaped and molded their minds? So if he starts going backwards, no, it's not. It's not out of the realm. What you're saying, it's very relevant.
Let me go to my next call, but in him, you have to say in cross. Let me do this. I'm gonna call right back because they say my phone's breaking up. I'm gonna call you right back.
Okay, bro.
All right, brother. I'm back with you.
Brother Jimmy, could you repeat some of that because you was going in and out if you don't mind.
Okay. I was asking you. You know what? I actually lost my train of thought right there with that. So I'm gonna ask you pretty much if you got anything else to say, you can wrap up here, and then we'll move on. You got any last parting shouts about this situation?
No, I don't have nothing else. We have to get. All I have to say is, I appreciate your boldness and being up front, and we have to get the other side because that's the reason why we are in the condition, that we're in. Just going off on other topics, they just get our people and our youth just get one side, which is the tainted and convoluted side, and then no one comes, with the truth, the challenge, whatever that falsehood is. And then it just keeps perpetuating. So I appreciate you being right on it. When I heard it, I thought I was hearing things. But it's clear as day. There's no excuse for it. It's not a mistake. It is what it is, and we have to keep challenging these things because we've been lied and tricked enough, and I'm sick of it. And no one is above criticism.
We appreciate you, brother. I definitely agree with you. You keep staying strong, working with those youth, and we'll see you on the battlefield.
Okay, bro. Peace.
All right. My brother from another mother, Brother Sharif, out there always working with the young people. Strong brother. Good for our community. Glad we got him with us. 9653, you live on War on the Horizon. 9653.
Yeah, how you doing, brother? Yeah, my name is Frank. Yeah, I'm from Pennsylvania. I just want to get a little input on that with Minister Farrakhan. I mean, I've been hearing things, and I've been doing some research myself, and I try to take some of the good in that the brother puts down, man, but a lot of that is a lot of negative things. And how are you going to attack someone that's deceased that can't, be there to actually defend against what you're trying to put on them? But you're saying the brother brought you in, but then in the same pretext, you turn around and saying, he didn't have a good relationship with his mother. Well, bro, were you there? How do you know that? How do you know this? I mean, I don't want to get off the beaten path. I just wanted to, put this little bit of input in. My nephew just got off the phone with you. He has a lot of good, positive thinking, and, him and I, we stay in touch together, Brother Sharif. But,
yes.
I mean, this really irritated me this evening. I usually listen and take notes, but tonight I just had to speak out on it, man, because, it hurt me to my heart, man. Minister Farrakhan, I believe, is really sick, man. He needs some type of help. I don't want to criticize the brother too long. I just don't like the way he's coming down with what he's doing, man. He needs to sit back and let somebody, man, that has a clear mindset take over, man, the leadership of the nation, bro. I know some individuals that are, actually one individual that's a high minister in that, and, he gets very upset. But like my nephew said, no one is above criticism. So, I just want to, say thank you for letting me have my input in this, and Hotep.
Yeah, and let me say this real quick. I want you to stay on me 1 minute because you really said something that really, when I first heard it, it went right through my soul, and it kind of like tonight we getting all sophisticated, but we missed some of the things that are really right there. you said something I think is real critical. It's not only wicked, the stuff that he's saying, but it really is desecrating because these people, first of all, I don't know if what he's saying about Dr. Khaled or Brother Malcolm is true. And Brother Khaled and Brother Malcolm are not here to defend themselves. How could you put some negative stuff out there about these brothers and they deceased and they can't defend themselves? How do you, I mean, that just shows bad character to me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I call it character assassination myself. You know, you're gonna attack the man that can't defend himself because he's he's succumbed to this side of the realm for some years. But you're just gonna start first of all. Let me slow down, bro, because I mean I'm really upset about this thing. First of all, you want to go to the man's daughter and proclaim an apology, a trumped-up apology, the way that I take it, because it wasn't true. Because if it was true, you would continue to go back over and over, you know what I mean, the same rhetoric that you've been talking for years. Brother Malcolm brought you in. Mr. Farrakhan, I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to criticize you, but no one is above criticism, as my nephew has said. And I've noticed a lot of things that you say and the way that you say it. I look back over some of the films. I was too young, you know what I mean, when Brother Malcolm was doing his thing. But I noticed, man, you do a whole lot of stealing from what he was putting down back then, and you have a way of turning it around to make it seem like it's something that you're creating yourself to put out there to make masses aware. And that, I mean, that's mind control, man. In the words of my nephew, that's the mind cuffs, man. You gotta stop this thing, but you need to step down. You need to let somebody that's in the right state of mind, you know, do this. I'm sorry, but it's the way it is. I'm not sorry.
Brother, we appreciate that serious commentary right there. We really appreciate that input. That's serious, brother. And don't hesitate to call back.
Again, thank you, brother, for letting me have my input, man. I don't usually do this, but man, this is eating me up, man. I mean, every time I turn around, you know, it's crazy. It's madness.
All right, brother. Well, don't be a stranger to the airways. We appreciate you. We definitely see you on the battlefield.
Hotep.
That's serious, man. You don't supposed to talk about deceased people like that, all like that. I mean, they had to do some real horrible stuff to be coming at them like that. Yeah, how you gonna be giving apologies and then coming back and assassinating the person's character again? And it's not cool. How you gonna tell people to read a book about Brother Malcolm that says he's a fag, and we know he wasn't a fag, without saying don't believe there's stuff in there that says he's not a fag, because that's wrong, man. Why would you even send them to a book like that? That ain't good business, man. 5820, you live on Warner Horizon.
Peace, I'm beautiful Hodier. This is Adenike. How are you doing, brother?
Hey, Sister Adenike, how you doing?
I'm great. I'm well. And I just wanted to say congratulations to you and the sister for the birth of your son. Keep them coming, brother. Okay. I just wanted to touch base really briefly about the topic. First and foremost, I just wanted to say ashe to our warriors, Baba Malcolm and Brother Khalid Muhammad, for the things that they have done. And I am very upset, but not surprised of what Farrakhan is doing. People need to understand that, we are spiritual people, for starters, and what's happening now is that these devils, they're using these institutions and these churches to bait our people and and to further enslave us and desensitize us to homosexuality and pedophilia. And Farrakhan, he is playing a role. He's the representative of that devil who is putting that assault out onto our people. And I don't think that our people fully understand how serious this is. You're telling our people. First of all, you got the majority of people out here praising you, and now that you have a strong hold on them, you want to sit here and say that homosexuality and this faggotry is okay. No, it's not okay, brother. And I'm deeply offended because now, instead of telling my sons to be a man, you saying it's okay for them to put on a dress and a wig. I'm deeply offended, and no, I don't see that he is senile. I think he is fully aware of what he's doing. I think that the rabbit hole is far deeper than what we see it to be. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist or anything, but I'm just calling it how I see it, brother.
And I really appreciate your comments because I'm sure that the rabbit hole is deeper than we're putting out here now. And because I don't have all the information, I'm not going to speculate on what I think. But I will say this: you don't just pop up overnight and have a revelation that Tyler Perry is a spiritual giant. That is cold and that is calculated.
Exactly.
You have to sit down and decide that you're going to make the decision to go out to your people and knowing that there's going to be fallout. And you like, whatever the benefits to you of doing it is, you don't care what the fallout is going to be. You're going to tell your people that you're in favor of their sons dressing in wigs and being transvestites, which is ridiculous. So I don't know what the payoff is, but I think this is going to backfire on him. I don't think people are going to, even the people who really, really, really love him, they're not comfortable because to defend him on this, they would have to say that they think it's cool for their son to wear a wig and be a transvestite. And most of our people, as much as they, even the ones who are absolutely in love with Minister Farrakhan, most of them are not willing to turn their sons over to homosexuality. So he didn't do himself a service with the statements that he made.
Right. And also people have to look at, even if there are some people that didn't agree with what Baba Malcolm has done, nor Dr. Khalid, you have to look at it like this from an objective point of view. All right, you look at these brothers. You see what they have done. Look at their ways and actions. Look at what they have accomplished. And you really look at what Tyler Perry has done. And then you pay attention to what Mr. Farrakhan is saying. It's like, how is it that, okay, I'm looking at the ways and actions of what Baba Malcolm and Brother Khalid has done, and he's slandering them. He's slandering their character long after they have transitioned. How you do that? They're not here to defend themselves. All they have is us now. And then you're going to sit here and you support this homo? Are you serious? That I have a problem with. I'm fully support, and I'm with Baba Malcolm and Dr. Khalid. But again, like I said, there are others that are not, and they never agreed. There are elders that always had a problem with them. But just look at it and start questioning, like, exactly what is going on here.
And I'm gonna say, I'll be honest. I think this is probably the most, this is probably the most thing that synthesizes it in my mind that I've heard tonight. Essentially, what I'm saying, I think this really hits the nail on the head. No matter how you feel about Brother Malcolm or how you feel about Dr. Khalid, if you look at the work that they've done with their life and you compare it to what this faggot Tyler Perry is doing, there's absolutely, positively no way, shape, or form where any reasonable person can say that these two men with the work that they've done deserve to be trashed this way, and that this faggot, whose only work is to dress in wigs and dress like black females and disrespect black women and be a cross-dresser, gets to get this kind of praise. It is completely contradictory.
Exactly, and for him to call Tyler Perry, what is it, a spiritual giant? That's completely asinine for him to say that. And I am highly upset for those who support, that commentary that he has made on Tyler Perry when I see Tyler Perry as nothing but a fag. And I don't support it in no shape or form, and I don't support those who do support it, regardless to how much I may love them. I don't support it. I stand by my principles, and I'm not wavering from that. I just wanted to say that I feel myself going on a rant, brother, and I feel myself getting upset because, you know, the ultimate disrespect that he has displayed to our ancestors, and the backwardness that he has shown. And there was no, you know, you didn't have to speak on it. He said it himself. Well, who he really is and what he really is about. And what he's about and how I see it is not for us.
Well, there you have it, sis. I think you made your point clear. We love you, appreciate you, and we look forward to some more of them strong calls, sis. You take care of them young people, and we'll see you on the battlefield.
Bibi Fahodie.
Bibi Fahodie. Man, the sister got me sitting here just really, she really hit the nail on the point. I mean, I don't care how you feel about it. You cannot compare any way, shape, or form what Tyler Perry is doing to the great work of the great work that Brother Malcolm did and the life and legacy of Dr. Khalid Muhammad. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to even discuss. Anonymous line, you live on the horizon. Anonymous line, you live, going once, going twice. All right. Let me get a number again, 760-569-7676. Hold on, Brother David Muhammad. We coming right to you. Again, that's 760-569-7676. Participation code 948-656#. 948-656#. My brother David, how you doing, soldier?
Doing fine, brother. Bibi Fahodie.
Bibi Fahodie.
Brother, first off, congratulations on the birth of your son, you and the queen.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir, and thank you for the DVD you sent me and the wife.
Yes, sir.
Dynamic, brother. Thank you. And brother, you know, me being over there, you know, for 14 years with Minister Farrakhan, his organization, Final Call Inc. Like I said, I don't have any proof of this, but just personally speaking from what I've seen throughout the years over there, I think his motivation is just money. You know, like I said, I have no proof of this, but we can see by his actions. You know, he's in the pocket of devils. You know, the Scientology devils, and you know they spot off all this crap about the white Jews, but you know the leader of the Scientology group is a white Jew. But that's a whole other story. But he doesn't care about Malcolm. He doesn't care about Colin. He doesn't care about Tyler Perry, in my opinion. It's all about money. He's doing what they tell him to do so he can get that money. So he has his, I'm not going to put it out there. It's another story, different show, different program, but his motivation is money, in my opinion. He'll do anything and say anything to get that paycheck.
So he said, "Little cheddar make it better," and he'll do whatever it takes to get it, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, that's my opinion from what I've seen. He doesn't care nothing about black people. I mean, the Farrakhan followers, they'll fight up and down. They know he's wrong. That's why when he came out with all this, he says all this madness, they're quiet because they know he's wrong. They know he's wrong. And he doesn't care. All he cares about is money. His motivation is money. And people are just not hearing that.
So I was expecting a lot of people, because, you know, one thing about us, even though we disagree with them, I think you and everybody else should probably agree that if the brothers and sisters from the Nation of Islam who were on Farrakhan's side with this called up our station, this would not be a station where they wouldn't have a voice to be able to state their position.
Yes, sir.
Would it be fair to say that the reason they're not calling tonight is not because they don't know what's being said, or not that some other reason, but they really have no way to defend him supporting this transvestite, and they don't want to get that deeply involved in trying to defend it like that. They just gonna stick with their man, but they don't even want to try to do that because they don't agree with it. Is that fair to say?
Oh, yes, sir. 100% fair to say. You know, when I was over there and Mr. Farrakhan in the mid-'90s, right before the Million Man March, and he started going in this direction. And he got on a Donahue show, and this cracker got up and asked him, "Do you see white people join Nation of Islam?" He said, "Yes." You know that Donahue show, and he admitted that that the white people would be joining Nation of Islam. And what I would do, this is what we were told to do at that time. Say, you're jealous of Minister Farrakhan's success, you're envious, and what else they tell us? But that was the main thing. Jealousy and envy. You're jealous. You're envious of the minister. Outwork them. It's hard to outwork somebody that's backed by the devil, But that's what we were taught. That's why you hear all the time they say you're, my bad, or you're taking them out of context. You're taking them out of context, and you're jealous and you're envious. That's the main thing we were told to defend the minister, if we did defend him. But the stuff was so crazy that you couldn't defend it. How can you defend him hugging the devil saying, "I love a cracker"? How can you defend that?
Yeah, you can't defend that. Nah.
You can't defend that. So, like I said, brother, he never did care about college. You can tell by his actions today, by his words today. He never did care about college. Never did care about Malcolm. Tyler Perry, I don't think he gives a good goddamn about Tyler Perry. He was told to say it, and he said it.
Now, here's a question. What is the motivation of someone telling him to say that about Tyler Perry?
The homosexual agenda. Feminizing black men.
So he would be, because we know he's not an idiot, so he would be fully aware that he is on the payroll to help with the effeminization of the black male.
Oh, yes, sir.
He would accept money in order to fulfill that agenda.
Yes, sir. Like the sister said, Farrakhan is not senile. And we all know by listening to him throughout the years, he has mastered the English language. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's saying. Brother, he is not senile. Not by a long shot. He knows exactly what he's doing. And he doesn't care because he's after that money.
Okay, if what you're saying is true, and I ain't gonna lie, man, there's no way to possibly dispute it, because there's no way this could be a mistake. My question would be, how evil of a person? Essentially, what you're saying, this is an evil dude. He's an evil person. He knows that our children are being sodomized, and our sons are being effeminized, and our daughters being emasculized. He's not ignorant of that. He knows that as much as anybody. He has more access to information than anyone. And with full knowledge of that, because he's spoken on the fact that they're pushing the homosexual agenda on African nations, with full knowledge of this occurring, he's willing to go out there and promote Tyler Perry and even give him a title of spiritual giant, but being fully aware that this is going to turn more of our sons into fags, and he would do that for money.
Yes, sir. Brother, he's completely unscrupulous, brother. He took Dr. Khaled. He knows his followers, and the people outside the Nation of Islam love Dr. Khaled. And to some made-up lie about him being molested, to get people to use that to get people to join Scientology, brother, he's an evil Negro, in my opinion. To use the good name. Dr. Khaled, everybody loves Dr. Khaled. Even the ones who Dr. Khaled's haters, the devil hate him, but he respected him. And to use Khaled's good name to get people to join, brother, he doesn't care.
And and tell me if I'm going far. The underpinning ideas that I heard in the thing that I played, where he was talking about Dr. Khaled and Brother Malcolm, was an insinuation on them being fags. Was that there, or is that something I'm hearing?
To me, brother, yes, sir. Even to mention that the cracker that wrote that, the brother who wrote that book, and just even mention that book, that mention Malcolm being homosexual, his brother is just. That's just an evil Negro, all the way around.
That's real insidious to try to make us think that our great hero, he's sodomizing the legacy of. He's doing the same thing James Baldwin did.
Yes, sir.
When James Baldwin, matter of fact, wait a minute, he went worse. James Baldwin convinced William Styron to write a book. Farrakhan said, "Forget that, I'll do it myself." He throws out the insinuation that Brother Malcolm and Brother Dr. Khaled is fags. And nobody, even, correct me if I'm wrong, even the cracker ain't going to insinuate that Dr. Khaled's no fag. He might say he was a hate monger, he was a murderer, but he not going to call him no fag. I mean, even the cracker be like, well, no, he's no homosexual. He hated homosexuals. How wicked is this guy, man?
Yes, sir. They think why they got to see him. They can find a stool pitch and a time to do it. You know. They think why do we got to see it? We'll get one of these so-called strong black leaders to do it. That's what they did. And as Elijah Muhammad said, for fried chicken and for a piece of fried chicken and a butter biscuit. That's it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
He was jealous of Khaled. Khaled brought in all the rappers. Khaled was responsible for that big Nation of Islam movement in the early 90s, late 80s. And Farrakhan was because Farrakhan couldn't do that. So brother, he doesn't care.
I let a brother who's a professional, real educated brother, strong brother in the community, I let him hear the Farrakhan thing with Dr. Khaled. And when he heard it, he was so shocked. The thing about Khaled and Malcolm, he said, man, I never knew that Minister Farrakhan was that jealous of Dr. Khaled. Now, he didn't know. I didn't give him no prime or nothing. I said, I'm going to send you something, listen to it. And the first thing he said was, I didn't know he was so jealous of Khaled and Malcolm. He said he's operating with tremendous jealousy. He said, man, he said, I thought him to be a much bigger guy than that. And it was real disturbing to him, just the base level envy and greenness of the comments.
Yes, sir. Brother, that's what got him out. Well, I'm not even going to go there. But, yes, sir, he's always jealous of Khaled, always. And Malcolm. He wanted to be Malcolm. He wanted to be Khaled. Khaled did jail time. Farrakhan said, they're gonna arrest me and give me anal probes and all that madness he was talking back in the 90s. But he never been to jail. Khaled been to jail. Khaled got some street cred. Farrakhan could never get that. He's jealous of Khaled. Khaled was a soldier. He was a warrior. Farrakhan is a microphone warrior, microphone soldier. Never been in the streets doing jack. So, that's the thing. And this push now, when he was out in the streets shaking hands, that was all just to get people to join Scientology. That wasn't what people think it is. But,
and I can say for a fact that the Nation of Islam, when they were out there in the streets, was passing out Scientology stuff. I can say that. Now, I can't say why they were out there, but I can definitely say they were trying to get people to sign up for some Scientology, Xenu, Zap Your Mind courses, some Gazoo.
The great Gazoo, yes, sir.
Hey, you remember it? Dum-dums,
yes,
you dum-dums. You Scientology dum-dums. You come get some of the Scientology. That's the great Gazoo.
Yes,
Scientologist. Yeah, this is crazy, man.
Yes, sir. And just so your listeners will know, the book they were handing out was called Ways to Happiness by L. Ron Hubbard. And they were taking people's names, phone numbers, addresses, and turning it over to the Scientologists so that they can, get into the black community. That's what that whole push was for.
Yeah. Man.
And ain't no Farrakhan father's going to deny it because it's all over, and the pictures are all over the internet. And then passing out those damn pamphlets.
So we're living in the midst of one of the greatest traitors of our time.
Yes, sir, in my opinion. The messenger said that Elijah Muhammad said that someone's hypocrisy would make Malcolm look like child's play. And Farrakhan said on several occasions that everybody thought that was going to be me. Well, it was him. It is him. Excuse me. It is him.
Wow. All right, brother. Well, you said a mouthful.
Yes, sir.
And I'm looking forward to seeing y'all on our trip next year. I'm be real red if I don't see y'all faces in the place when we take that trip across the water to see our ancestors and go back home. So if y'all can make it, man, we really love to have y'all with us.
Yes, sir. If we can get that loot together, brother, we'll be there.
Understood.
Yes, sir.
All right, Hotep.
All right, stay strong, soldier. Be before you.
Yes, sir. Be before the man. That's our brother David Muhammad, always strong. Brother that started this whole madness, man. They mad at you, brother. Body shot. Body shots came in here and we tried to start off. I was going to do a nice show talking about how pretty the sky is in Africa, and that ain't happened because this brother right here, our brother, Body Shots in the house. What's going on, soldier?
Hotep, boy.
How you feeling?
Oh, man. I couldn't be feeling better. Oh, man, Dr. Clark and Brother Dale Jones, Baba Khan, too. Man, they looking down, man. They shining, man. That somebody finally got their gumption to stand up to this quack. I mean, it ain't like we didn't know. It ain't like people in the nationalist movement didn't know. It's not like people within the nation, deep in the nation, didn't know. But, you know, not every slave that was in the house was a house Negro. Not every slave that was in the house was an Uncle Tom. You know, you had some that was in the house that would hear the word, and they would run outside and let them know. Master say he cutting off feet in the morning. Y'all best get to getting. You know, so you don't want to rush to make any type of early conclusions on a said person, but it becomes a point where it just gets way out of hand, and then you know you got to step up to the plate and make the moves. Can I read something right quick?
Sure. It's gonna be quick.
Real quick. This is a female speaking.
Sure.
Can I lay down in the pages of your poetry book, and you cover me with your words, Queen? Would you grant me the freedom to roam the beauty of your mind, to learn how to write like you? Can I be your metaphors? This is a woman to a woman. We're talking about Nikki Giovanni, who's a lesbian, an ardent lesbian. Why does Tyler Perry? Now, how does this happen? This is a sophisticated linguist who can create a continuity in an hour-long interview and string together all of these fags and lesbians. We got Tyler Perry, Naeem Akbar, and Nikki Giovanni. Is this an accident?
Wait a minute, Sonia Sanchez.
Exactly.
And the fag boy down in the South, TD Jakes, yeah, there's 5 fags, yo. He hit hard on these fags.
How we get 5 fags within a 10-minute span? I mean, come on. It's too obvious. Now I'm going to make an inference here. I can't speak with absolute facts. I'm going to make an inference. Gaddafi, it has now come out, was a CIA asset. This is true. It's documented. Black family can look it up and check my sources on this. The CIA was paying Gaddafi to take certain people under rendition, fly them out to Libya. They would go into these black sales sites, they called them, and they would be questioned. They would be waterboarded, tortured. It was a torturing site, and Gaddafi was getting paid for it. Now, they say birds of a feather flock together, you know. Now, I know a lot of people seem to be shocked on the position that the minister is taking, but if we go back, we see that he took a likewise position. Khaled, who was there, national representative, really the foundation for what the minister could stand on and do, Khaled really was the galvanizing force. But we're not going to love this man that loved you. He even named his son after you. He had so much dedication. Even when he was silenced, he didn't come out against you. You don't stand behind him and promote him as, look who came up under me. Look who I guided into the light. Nah, you're too jealous for that. You're too egotistical. You're too worried about how your hair naturally curls over like your eyelashes and your knucklehead. So we've been here before with the minister. Let's go back to Khaled. Khaled gets silenced. Okay? Once Khaled gets silenced and Khaled is disenfranchised, who gets enfranchised? Ben Chavis? You make him a minister?
The Negro Chavis, yep.
So Khaled is no good, but Ben Chavis is good enough.
A Negro.
Okay?
Yeah.
A Negro. Not only that, you stop everything you're doing, go against the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and you go to register to vote. Who are you voting for, Mr. Farrakhan? You go out and vote for Messy Jesse. So now you didn't kick Khaled to the curb like he's some waste gutter of history, and you endorse Ben Chavis, and you endorse Jesse Messy Slaxton, Kwame Nkrumah, all of these Negroes. Then you have the Million Man March. You don't even allow Colin an opportunity to speak. He don't even get nowhere near the roster. But you got Maya Angelou, married to a cracker. You got all these soft, flaky, buttery integrationists.
Jesse Jackson. Open up for
Jesse Jackson. So we've been there before. And then he comes out and he says he'd never turn his back on Gaddafi. When Obama took the position that they were going to invade under this new humanitarian imperialism, he said, I would never turn my back on a friend. Wow. That you definitely didn't have a problem doing it on Khaled.
Woo! Woo!
So we've been here before with the way that this guy picks his friends and the way he treats true revolutionaries. It's the proof is in the pudding. I'm not gonna really go too hard on this guy right now because, you know, I'm kind of in my feelings with the whole Khaled thing. You know, the Malcolm thing was one. I mean, who are you without Malcolm? You're nobody. I seen you. When you watch all of Malcolm's old clips, look who's sitting in the back, shinning and grinning. Farrakhan. You standing on Malcolm's shoulders. You climbed on the back of Malcolm. Come on. And then you gonna drop Wallace Muhammad's name? And now you rolling with him? Malcolm ain't no good. Khaled ain't no good. But Wallace?
Yeah, you know what?
Man.
I'm sorry, wait a minute. If you look online, he got pictures with, he's skinning and grinning with Tavis Smiley and Al Sharpton and Corinne Stephan and Keith Boykins and Nick. He's always with Negroes, but never ever uses a moment's time to ever give any kind of shine or love or respect for any of the great nationalists, Brother Baruti, Brother Kwesi, Runoko Rashidi, any of these people that have been doing tremendous work and consistent work for decades. For our people, he don't never got nothing to say about none of them. But then big up and the people doing it, got rappers on stage that's calling out women bees and hoes and N-words, and he big up in all of these degenerates and lowlifes. He surrounds himself by lowlifes. Oh, man, this guy, man, the brother was right, man. His character is just completely shot. We've seen this for the whole time. We, as responsible stewards of African nationalism, trying to not have inner conflicts, we've held back. We haven't said anything, but the truth is true. This guy is really a complete Uncle Tom Negro. He fits in the category of the same Uncle Tom Negroes as Mobutu, with Lumumba, with stinking messy Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, Clarence Thomas, Farrakhan. Name goes in the same bucket with all the rest of these clowns, man.
Yeah, but it's time to stop playing with this thing because he's getting way too dangerous. He's been dangerous before, but now he's getting way too dangerous now because he knows exactly what he's doing. It's very meticulous. It's no accident. It's no coinky-dinks. And ask me who he was with at the last Olympics.
Colin Powell.
He was sitting right there with Colin Powell eating pretzels and hot dogs and cheddar nacho chips, sitting and grinning. Where of all people, Colin got daggone Powell.
I mean, you can't get no more stinking race trading Uncle Tom than that coon and shine. Colin, yeah, man, this guy's a clown, man. Why? You know what, man? As Brother said, we got to be honest. The guy's a clown, man. Forget all of this. The jig is up, man. Our people gotten food or been tap dancing on it. The guy is a race trader, man. Farrakhan is an Uncle Tom like all the rest of these Uncle Toms. Let's start saying Farrakhan's name in the same name we say with any other Uncle Toms, but let's do something though. I wanna caution people. The brothers and sisters in the Nation of Islam are victims of Farrakhan. It ain't their fault that he's going this direction. Let's not just throw the nation in the bucket as if those brothers and sisters are all the same as Minister Farrakhan, because a lot of them really mean well. They got behind their leader and they follow their instructions, and if he goes that direction, it ain't their fault. So let's focus on Farrakhan and not the Nation of Islam, because they doing what they being told, as opposed to what they've traditionally done, which is stand up and represent the best interests of black people. So I think that would be fair to them, because they do have a long enough record under the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad to have done such great enough work that I don't think we should throw the baby out with the bathwater. But as a individual, Farrakhan's a race trader, man. There's no doubt about it. You still there with me, brother?
Yeah, I'm here, bro. I'm gonna get off the line because my blood is boiling, man. Goodbye, Uncle Tom. That's all I gotta say.
Wow. All right, bro. Well, with that said, we definitely see you on the battlefield. Baby for Hodier.
Before that.
Yeah, man. 4766. You live on Warner Horizon. 4766. Going once. Going twice. 4766. Hello? All right. 8393. You live on Warner Horizon.
Damn. Hello, brother. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, brother. I really, this is my first time calling. I'm a follower of Baruti, and I actually found this on Facebook. I'm just kind of sitting here listening to everything. Really, I'm going to give my opinion in terms of, I understand that every nation that was created was founded in secrecy. So you can't, right now we're looking at the world as it is. So it's a lot of things, a lot of unions that are being, because you talked about Farrakhan and a lot of the Uncle Toms he was with, but, and by any means necessary, Malcolm X, he alleges that Elijah Muhammad was speaking to one of the racist Nazi leaders as well. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, but that's completely different. Elijah Muhammad was speaking with a Nazi leader because the Nazi leaders hate black people. Elijah Muhammad hated whites. And he said if we want to separate, then we need to sit down and figure out how we can separate since we don't like each other. That's just basic good business. That's not racial treason.
Okay, but when I look at Farrakhan, I'm also thinking, and I'm hearing, because I'm not a member of the Nation of Islam or anything, but an independent kind of research on my own, and I'm seeing Farrakhan has blasted Colin Powell. I've heard him blast Colin Powell, so for him to sit down, I've also heard him say things like, act like the spook is set behind the door. I feel like if we in a fight toward liberation or really that mental liberation, you already know, us establishing our own as a people and coming together collectively, I think that we need to utilize all of our forces on all fronts. And I kind of think that's what Farrakhan's mind is at now. Him saying something like what he said about this man being a spiritual giant, I think that was absolutely insane. But it just lets me know that, no man is divine. No man is on some, he's made a mistake as well. But as his people, I don't know if we bash him and say because the man is actually, it's a lot of good that is being done.
Well, let me ask you this, because you and I really appreciate it. This is really courageous. A lot of people are afraid to speak their mind. I like the fact you called with some courage and you said, well, you don't necessarily agree with what's being said. But let me ask you this. Okay, so you've already said that it is absolutely crazy. You're not even making no justification for him saying Tyler Perry's a spiritual giant. So we agree on that, right? That's ridiculous.
Right.
Okay, my second question. All right, beyond that, he didn't just say that. He said T.D. Jakes. He started talking about Naeem Akbar, Nico Giovanni. In this same lecture, now these people didn't ask him. It's not like somebody asked him about these people. Nobody asked him about these people. In this same little speech, he names as many fags and dykes as he can name and strings them all together, and it's big up in them.
Have you realized it seems like this is kind of the year of the sissies and the homosexuals? You just had the NFC championship and you got Atlanta and San Francisco, the two homosexual capitals.
Damn.
You ain't peep that?
You peep that?
Dang.
It's like the gay year. The year 2013, 2012. Has been a very homosexual year. But hopefully 2013 brings a lot of better stuff in for us.
Hold up,
This shit is getting crazy.
Hold up, I ain't trying to get metaphysical, but yo, you just hit me with something, man. Yeah, the two faggiest of the fags.
You ain't
peeped that.
The white faggies won. Look, the white faggies beat the black faggies.
The original faggot beat the new faggot, the forerunner.
The original faggot beat the fake. Dang. Yo, you know what? You wait a minute, hold up. I know this is going off subject, but the two faggies just went to the playoffs, and the fags fought it out for a fag to go to the Super Bowl.
So what happens? So do we think the faggot win the Super Bowl?
The super faggots.
The super faggots.
SF, super faggots.
Yeah, the San Francisco faggots. The super fags going.
San Francisco, the super faggot.
The super faggot. But then the preacher landed in the tub with the little granddaughter. Then the faggy preacher dry humping the dudes. I don't know if y'all seen the video. Y'all gotta see.
Yeah, I seen that. The bishop guy up there in Detroit.
Yeah. Oh, that's Detroit?
Yeah, he up there in Detroit, the bishop. Man.
You seen him dry humping the dudes on the ground. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, on YouTube. I forget the man's name. I seen it.
Yeah, Bishop humping the dudes, and now Farrakhan.
It was a spiritual possession or something like that. He was trying to perform a spiritual ceremony.
So would you let a preacher perform a similar ceremony with you, my brother?
You already know. Just I don't feel like no man in his right mind would. And when you look at the fact that, just getting back to Minister Farrakhan, because this is a man that I did hold in high esteem because I study his teachings, and a lot of the things that I see that he say, some is right and exact. Some things I just have come to the realization that you got to learn to chew the meat and spit the bone in certain areas when you're dealing with other people's, their mind, their literature, whatever it is that they're putting out. I can't accept anything that you say to be completely correct without processing it through my own filter of reasoning. Would you agree?
I would say it like this. I really appreciate the line that you're walking, but let's keep this real. We're not in 1985. We're in 2013. We are clearly under homosexual attack all over the world. You can't accidentally come out and give a speech where you name 5 random fags and you big up all of these faggots in the same speech if you're not doing it on purpose. You can't accidentally stumble into the Naeem Akbar that didn't even fit into that. Come on, bro. You heard it. Naeem Akbar didn't even fit in what he was talking about. Why is he bringing up these fags? He's being paid.
Naeem Akbar, I guess, I don't know. Isn't this man a fag too?
Oh, yeah. Naeem Akbar's a fag. Nikki Giovanni's a fag. T.D. Jake's a fag. Tyler Perry's a fag. He strings in this whole soliloquy about nobody.
I'm listening to you, brother, but I'm not as educated in terms of what it is you're speaking about, because based on why are these people? Why is Naeem Akbar a fag? Because he used the butterfly metaphor?
No, Naeem Akbar is really a practicing fag. I'm not making up like.
He's gay for real, like in real life. He's gay.
Like he left his wife for a dude. He's a fag. Like he goes with his fag boyfriend. Everybody knows who his fag boyfriend is. He takes him around and stays in the same bedroom. He's a faggot. I don't mean like I'm not using it as okay. It's standard. It's known. It ain't like this is something like I'm coming up with. If you talk to anybody inside the movement, they'll tell you, yeah, he's a fag. Everybody's known it for years.
What is
Matter of fact, when they brought him in the nation, they knew he was a fag, but they tried to turn him around, but obviously it didn't work well enough.
Damn, man. I never knew that. Okay.
Yeah, no, when I say people are fags, I'm not saying it to, like, and I definitely appreciate you. No, we're not saying it, like, theoretically or metaphorically. He's an actual practicing faggot. And here's the worst thing about him. He ain't just a practicing faggot. He's trained fags. And now they've gone around the country, and these fags are heading schools where they're only hiring fag teachers and lesbians and teaching this to the black children. He's been part of this whole movement to put faggots in control of the African-centered children and youth around the country. Like if you look at Howard University, the head of the African American History Department, the fag named Kimathi. This same fag is running ASCAC, which was responsible for maintaining African history. And so the fags are moving into positions to try to say that fagdom is part of African culture. So they can only do that by being in charge of it, because every African-centered person knows that it's not part of our culture. So the fags are taking over the black movement, which is why it's so weak now.
Wow.
So when we say this stuff, we're not just saying it just to insult people, or if somebody was a practicing fag but it didn't have no impact on our people, that's their business. We ain't necessarily putting that out. We putting it out because these fags are like Eddie Long. It's not just that he's a fag. He's humping our sons and molesting them and turning out thousands of little boys. The information needs to be known so that you keep your children away. These fags are seriously organized. So when Minister Farrakhan sits down there and randomly throws out Tyler Perry, then all of a sudden T.D. Jakes, the next thing you know, he talking about Naeem Afad. Next thing you know, he talking about Nikki Giovanni, and all of them are fags and dykes.
T.D. Jakes is a practicing homosexual too?
Say it again?
You said T.D. Jakes is a practicing homosexual?
Yeah, he's a fag, man. Yeah, he's a fag. Now, I know people that I wouldn't call the brother to ask him to do it, but he's hit on dudes that I
to. I mean, I'm taking this thing, we're sitting here, we're speaking on it. I understand exactly because I can see the tendencies. I never known. I never do. I can see the tendencies in it when he speaks, but.
Yeah. And let me tell you, a bunch of these dudes not just fags, they pedophiles, man. They mess with youngins.
Yeah.
I knew this about Eddie Long a long time ago. Nobody wanted to believe it. So you don't really tell all the stuff, because eventually people start thinking that you just sounding the alarm. You just putting up negative stuff. But once that came out, now I can kind of tell people more stuff. Man, most of these dudes, particularly down at Atlanta, Texas, all these big-time preachers, most of them are fags, man. And most of them are pedophiles, too. I'm just keeping it real. This is real, man. Al Sharpton's a fag. These dudes is fags, man. I don't mean like they have weak punks tendencies. I mean, these are real fags, man. And the president's a fag, man. He's a fag. Not like I'm saying that he's a fag. Like, he got people doing press conferences. Look up Larry Sinclair. Watch Larry Sinclair tonight. Now, don't do it right before you go to bed, because you don't want to have these dreams in your head of this press conference. But put in Larry Sinclair press conference and watch what he said about Barack Obama. And just to understand, we're not just taking it from the fag. I had a lot of information about this long before any of that came out. I just couldn't put it out because people would know the people who give me the information from the inside. But, this thing is real sick. These fags are organized to try to turn our people out, man. So when Farrakhan gets on there and makes this stuff, he's not doing it by accident. That's our problem with this. He's endorsing homosexuality. He wasn't just saying he liked Tyler Perry. It was a clear, sophisticated, intentional endorsement of homosexuality. You there, bro? Oh, I think we lost the brother. So, okay. All right, well, let me go to the next call here. Oh, I think my brother. How you doing, brother?
Peace, brother. BB for ODA.
ODA, grab heaters with no delay. How you feeling, soldier?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm good. First of all, I want to say congratulations and hand salute on the birth of that young warrior. Congratulations to you and Sister Nefertari on that new arrival.
Thank you. Appreciate that, brother.
Not a problem, brother. The information you just been spitting for the last 2 hours is, everybody pretty much has said anything that I wanted to say in regards to this issue. And I, like most, and we talked about this before, hold Minister Farrakhan directly or indirectly responsible for a lot of our development in terms of knowledge of self and overall manhood. So it's never a good thing when we see so-called leaders, elders, fall victim to things that they have supposedly stood steadfastly against for 30, 40, 50 years. It's never a good thing. But, for those of us who are serious in fighting this war, we have to keep in mind that all of this is possible. And everybody that you start out with, you may not necessarily finish with. And I've listened to that interview about 3 times, and you're right, brother. The brother that was interviewing the minister never asked him his opinion on Tyler Perry. He voluntarily gave that. He said, now, while I'm at it, let me say this, that, and the third. So this was not anything that he was prompted to say. He voluntarily went into that whole conversation of endorsing Tyler Perry and the madness. Now, I agree with several other callers that, in my opinion, it is a paid endorsement. I think it's some money that has, been handed down to the nation or to the minister personally, to say certain things and to take certain positions. But if we're honest, we can see the minister has been on this road for a long time. This is not anything new. We can go back to the interview he did with Kathy Hughes when she asked him specific things as it related to, crackers being involved in a nation, interracial marriage and dating and all of this, and this liberal agenda and homosexual agenda that Minister Farrakhan has been promoting. I guess in to try to stay relevant, to try to keep the nation around as a viable force in the community for as long as he could. But the bottom line is, when you associate with Negroes, you will become them eventually. You will become them eventually. And it's just sad to see him take the path of least resistance. But the bottom line is, even the best among us sometimes fall weak. That's no way, and don't take for 1 second that I'm saying that it's okay with what he's doing, because to me it's treasonous and it's sacrilege. But let's not, go into these things with thinking that we all gonna tiptoe into the tulips into liberation. It ain't gonna happen like that. This thing is bloody, it's serious, and it's hardcore. And everybody ain't built for this serious work, this level of intensity. Everybody's not. And if we look at the history of the minister, like I said, over the last 20 years, I personally have noticed certain positions being taken that was in direct contrast to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You see? But, it is what it is. So for those who are listening that may still continue to be members of the Nation of Islam, you got to wrestle with that in your own conscience. You got to process that, in your own way. You know what I'm saying? But there is no way in my mind that brothers and sisters who are serious about African liberation can continue to pretend as if the minister is speaking black liberation thought in war against our enemy, because he's not. He has been changed into a assimilationist, integrationist Negro. Let's just keep it real. Due to popularity. And the sad part about it, he's 80 years old. So what does he have to possibly gain from doing all this? I personally don't know, but it's a sad situation to see. So the next generation of so-called leaders and warriors, take note, because you definitely don't want to go out like this.
Let me ask you a question in closing, bro. What will the legacy of Minister Farrakhan be?
Brother, I would say prior to the Million Man March, there was nothing bad that you could have told me about the minister. But after the Million Man March, I began to see certain things in terms of the lack of follow-up and the lack of follow-through, and you and I talked about that. In terms of reaching the apex of so-called power in America and not being courageous enough to seize that. We had an opportunity with the Million Man March, brother, to really take control of every level of power in this country. You see, but due to bad leadership, due to leadership that did not have the vision or the tenacity to do what was absolutely in our best interest, we stumbled.
Let me ask you. Give me a direct answer. What is his legacy going to be?
His legacy to me, brother, in light of all this right now, is someone who came and pimped the movement for all that it was worth and exited the scene with very little contribution long-term on behalf of our people. He gave great speeches. He stirred a lot of people up, but nothing in terms of the absolute, because to me, if you sell out at the end, you were always a sellout from the very beginning.
Man. Wow. Well,
and that's just and this you know, and I'm not gonna put that on anybody else. This DJ talking. If you got a problem with me, you know how to get in touch with me, and that's everybody who's listening. And matter of fact, while I'm at it, Brother Genie, we'll be on tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. We'll be talking about this movie Django.
Well, I'm telling y'all now, I'm gonna be listening to that because I might even call in on that one because I know me and the brother haven't discussed it, and people have different opinions on it, and I think that's gonna be a real lively, enjoyable discussion. So I suggest everybody tune into that. That's gonna be an enjoyable discussion tomorrow night.
I appreciate the time, brother, and I know you got other callers, so it'll be before Hodiak.
Soldier. That's one of our top DJs here on Warner Horizon with top listenership. Brother DJ, calling in strong, like always. 5067, you live on Warner Horizon.
Hotel, Brother Genie, welcome back, bro.
Hey, my brother Tinker Minute, how you feeling?
I'm doing good, General. I'm doing good.
Yes, sir. Well, you know, before you get started, let me just say something. We starting a college youth organization among college youth. So, you know, you're going to be one of the first people that we contact that we want to get involved in that. So be expecting that phone call soon.
Yes, I'm already trying to lay the groundwork for you, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bring it on home, man. Talk to me.
Yes, sir. First off, before I start, I want to say congratulations to you and your new addition to your family, bro.
Thank you. We appreciate that, brother. The Queen definitely appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Till I said hotel. And about the Farrakhan thing, just like you know, I grew up watching Farrakhan on the city government TV. You know, the channel that most folks don't watch, with the city council talking and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they used to, and then like on certain types of the day, they used to play play some of his speeches and stuff from, you know, at the Mosque Miriam in Chicago. And I used to look and listen. I ain't gonna lie, I like what I heard. But you know, when I got into my late teens, and I started getting in the movement, folks would be telling me, you know, Farrakhan, he a sellout, he a coon. And just like, man, and I couldn't believe that. I said, this man is one of the reasons why I even got involved in this stuff. And y'all tell me that y'all understand about I know about the situation with Malcolm and stuff, but y'all tell me that this man is a sellout and he one of the main people who motivated me. And then when I got really older, you know, I'm 20 now, but when I started seeing the Scientology thing, it's different. And then when I fell in love with Khalid, and I saw how he just basically threw Khalid on the bus and tried to help him out of anything, and they really just put the nail in the coffin. And this is one thing I wonder: how, you know, I'm not in the nation, I'm not gonna speak like I'm in there, but how you gonna sit here when you was alive and Malcolm did his thing with Elijah Muhammad? You blasted Malcolm for going against Elijah Muhammad. Now you sitting here and you doing 20 times worse.
Woo!
I mean, Malcolm, yeah, he came back and he did say they were good white people, which I don't agree with. You know what I'm saying? He said that. But your children marry white folks and you got them all in the nation. So, you know, and Malcolm, he didn't join no white organization. You letting the white organization, you partnering up with a white organization. So You know what I'm saying? What's up with you?
Ooh. Now, Brother Sharif said, I think it was Brother Sharif. Somebody said it, but I didn't get it till you just said. You really hit the nail. You know what? The very thing that he was criticizing and screaming on Brother Malcolm about, he's done so far beyond what Brother Malcolm did, but it's the same stuff, but it's way worse. That
exactly.
He would be criticizing himself. If Brother Malcolm turned from Elijah Muhammad by saying he met some good crackers, well, how have you turned when you got crackers in the organization? Matter of fact, you partnering, got a big picture. I don't know if you've seen the big picture they got up in either the restaurant or Mos Marion, where they got a person reading some books, and the message to the black man is all off to the side, and it's got the big book or the L. Ron Hubbard Dianetics book is all on the front, and the Elijah Muhammad book look like it's falling off, about to fall off the table. So I mean, real disrespectful. Like basically, like the heck with all that old stuff.
That just blasphemy right there, brother.
That's serious, brother. All right, go ahead. Go. You dropping it tonight. Keep it going.
Okay, and then from the little speech that he gave, trying to use it, how you gonna use a book that has been basically discredited by well-renowned African-centered researchers about the autobiography. Out of all the autobiographies of Malcolm X, you're going to get the one that's pretty much destroying, trying to take shots at his credibility. And the man's dead, and he can't defend himself, and you're going to bring that up? Talking about he has problem with women, and you in here. And you know what, brother? And I know I'm feeling like I'm jumping all over the place. This morning I was looking at a speech where Farrakhan was going at homosexuals in the church and homosexuals in the choir. You just show love to two faggots who do nothing but support the church. T.D. Jason, Tyler Perry. You talking about faggots in the choir? It's Tyler Perry. That's all he do. That's pretty much his role. The gay church faggot that's always dressing up like a woman and always putting all this gospel music in his movies and stuff with a faggot singing. And you sitting here not too long ago. You gave a lecture going that fast in the choir. So he just flip flopping all over the place.
He'll say anything that'll get $1 that day, huh?
You know what? That's what it all comes down to. I hate to say it, since you just said that, I just see what money. He's getting paid.
Man. The word of the day is hypocrite. That's essentially what you now is hypocrite.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Well, young man, I think you everybody nailed it tonight. Y'all making me think about stuff I really didn't think about. I was just ticked off the fact that he's promoting this homo stuff, and I'm seeing how it's going directly against what we're trying to do to save our race. But I wasn't really nailing in all these little smaller points that really make it just even worse what he's doing. So really appreciate that contribution, brother.
Yes, sir, bro. And keep doing the work because hey, we might not have Farrakhan, but at least we got you, and we know you won't fall away from the truth, bro.
Hey, well, I appreciate that, and hold me to it. If you started hearing me start fag-loving, and hold me to the fact. Matter of fact, play this program back and say, look, brother, if you start acting like Farrakhan, we're going to have a Warren Horizon show on you about how to keep going off the right direction, and hold me to the same criticism we hold everybody else. I appreciate that, brother.
Yes, sir, we'll do, bro.
All right. And believe me, these young folks, they will do it too. You know, these in the Brother Jeff syndrome. Brother Jeff, he wanted consistent all the way live. He don't care if it's me, me, or Chill Rob G. He wanted to come straight and correct, so he gonna hold us to the fire. Brother Tinker Minute is there to make sure that none of us don't get old and get scared and start going the wrong direction. Let me get my brother Tinkerman, and I wanted to ask you one more question now. When are you graduating college?
May 2015.
Okay, so you probably won't be able to go on our trip next year, but we got some other exciting stuff to talk to you about, so we'll be talking to you soon, all right?
Right. Hey, but I'm still trying to make it, bro, because during that time, I don't really be doing nothing. And if this job situation and stuff fall through, I probably muster enough money right along.
All right. Well, I know you probably still be in school, though, right?
Oh, it's going to be during the school month?
It's in the middle of February.
Oh, okay. So I'll try to catch y'all on the next trip then, brother.
Okay, right, we'll out there, but I'll be talking to you. We got some really exciting stuff, so I'll be talking to you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Strong soldier there. 3271, you've been holding strong, so I know you got something.
And all I'm saying is that why should the weight have to be on your shoulders, your mom's shoulders, your mom, and I mean,
hello?
Next month, when you get paid, you're going to see all of here again. It's going to be the...
Okay, we got somebody. I don't want to eavesdrop on the brother's conversation. I don't think he was tuned in to what we was doing. Let me go back one more time and see if I can get him, and then we're going to move on to our next call and get on out of here.
Then what they do?
No, he got the program on, but he's tuned into the conversation. Anonymous call, you live on One Horizon. Going once, going twice. Anonymous caller. All right, anonymous caller, you're live on One Horizon. Going once, going twice. Anonymous caller. All right, well, we're going to go to our last call, 9653. You live on One Horizon.
I just tuned back in, brother. I'm just listening in.
All right. Appreciate that, brother. All right, brothers and sisters. Well, it's been an outstanding program tonight. I'm actually surprised we did have the one brother that called. We lost them. Their line dropped. I think maybe their phone ran out. But it's been a good program. I think it's been necessary, and it's been a long time coming. I don't think that the spirit of Dr. Khalid Muhammad or the spirit of Brother Malcolm X or the spirit of any of our ancestors or brothers and sisters in this struggle, the spirit of Dr. John Henry Clark, who made it very clear and honest, his assessment of Minister Farrakhan and his work. I think that we can say clearly beyond a reasonable shadow of a doubt that we're dealing with a race traitor, and that history has demonstrated that, the current situation demonstrates that this individual is willing to sell us down the tubes for little to nothing at all. And it's time that we as Africans responsible for the future of our people, this doesn't have to be no physical violent war. Nobody has to throw a punch. But we have the right and the responsibility to verbally establish who this Farrakhan character is as reference to our race, because he's actively engaged in trying to convince our people to do things that will commit genocide to our people, which is right now homosexuality. And so no longer can we hold our tongues on it, because if we do that, then we're being irresponsible, because too many people are listening, too many people will hear it, too many people might go the wrong direction because he's not encouraging them to go the right direction. So with that said, it's our responsibility to do what we're supposed to do. And we thank you, brothers and sisters, for being mature and hanging in there with us, listening. And we want to remind you, I know some brothers and sisters, particularly in the nation, are upset with us tonight. We love you, but hey, we didn't come here to be your friend. We came here to save our race. And we're going to do what we have to do to save our people. We love you. We see you on the battlefield. War on the horizon. You got to love it.
Hear no revolution. See no revolution. Speak no revolution. Know no revolution. Knowledge of self is quiet, dark as light, and sound is to a blind deaf mute. Trained to hate anyone that loves you enough to care, and the truth you refute. Or is it that you love us to death? Freedom fighters feel that love like a knife to the chest. Malcolm felt that love in an Audubon ballroom. King in front of a Memphis hotel room. Khalid at dinner and Fred in his own bedroom. How soon we forget Rose Woods, Black Wall Streets and Katrina's. Bundling the scorpions, now remembering the singers that killed Mama and Paw Paw. You can't tell me you y'all are killing freedom. Man, you are killing the fight. And if you're that passionate, then kill your children tonight like Oprah did in Beloved, or watch them be killed in front of you. Of the system, you love it. Yes, granted a few civil liberties, but how much has really changed, I might ask. If the past is the prelude to the present and the present dictates the future, then are you so religious that you would just lay down and let them shoot you? Suffering from historical amnesia that makes you mumble empty rhetoric and undignified debates that equate to counsel like prostrate, killing our people from the inside, born of self-pride. You told me disease affected our race and our culture has died. Spiritual genocide, blacks from the mouth of Satan and he lied. Blatant out the allegories old to eventuate, stories of fables and winged ladies while murderers sell freedom for houses and Mercedes. The blood still drips from the mouths and hands of the cannibals of the caucus. Elated are the undertakers of his bidding, entranced by the scent of pine box sawdust. Freedom's death is a must, and the death of his soldiers a plus. And if God is the only one that I can trust, then why doesn't he smite my enemies? The one that claim to be doing their job while undercutting our fight for even his liberty. Victory is mine while you're talking against us. Victory is mine while you're plotting against us. Victory is mine while you're smiling in our face, and your race you disgrace, and the children's future you erase. But you're too educated to know it. Taught about everything other than yourself, and your actions show it. Screaming, don't wake me up. I don't want to know the truth. I want the solution. Manchurian candidates programmed to kill the revolution.
When the cracker can no longer touch us, he will take some Negro to do so. Therefore, beware of the Negro who longs to be the overseer, for the overseer will certainly oversee your death. Upper-time Negroes putting that power to rest. Idola Curry stabbed King. They must bust and redirected the people's dream. Agent 800 snitched and lied on Garvey. Two slaves snitched, one cracker on Denmark Beefy. Fred Hampton and Mark Clark was set up by William O'Neill. He was working hard, but Nelson made the under-the-table deal. James Robert was Malcolm's pending death. Shelby was made to bring Lumumba's life to a rest. Khalid Muhammad was shot by James Best. Louis Tatmore instigated between the Panthers and U.S. Bootlicking at his best. Sambo Negroes all up and through our race. 8 Miller Randolph refused to help Robert Williams during the Kissinger case. Black entertainers was fighting blackface. Thomas Bell tried to kill the leader of the RNA. Dr. Perry fired on black troops in L.A. back in the day. Panther Party full of black rats. Julio Butler and Foreman on the Geronimo Pratt. Somebody should have split his hat. For that is nothing less than treason. Bootlicking Tom Negroes snitching for financial reasons. Or maybe it's nothing more than fear. When you died, I've shed so many tears of joy. Will somebody please kill that Thomas Hagen boy? Why do we continue to allow these white traitors to roam about as if everything is fine, infiltrating our movement time after time after time? I love Winnie Mandela for them neckties. I agree with Malcolm and Khalid, an eye for an eye. I agree with my child. Snitches should be found dead in ditches. The cracker FBI agent and the so-called liberal cracker bitches. With my God and my gun, my trigger finger itches like Mama Harriet. Be free or die. Paying informants, making up lies, and our freedom fighters die. Standing in the way of liberation. Negro eugenics preachers selling the people crack for salvation. Kill yourself before we do. We just ran to kill the crackers, but we got